I'm missing history fucking with y'all, man. I'm missing history, man. I'm missing LeBron James, man. Break the record for the most points in NBA history, man. Wow. LeBron got it. He's not the GOAT, but that's some nobody can take that from him. Well, maybe Kevin Durant can, but I think LeBron gonna play another 3 years. LeBron won't put that record out of reach. LeBron don't want nobody ever break that shit, man. LeBron gonna try. He gonna try to play till he like 43, like Brady did, just so like the records be out of reach, man. Now Brady's records could only person could break Brady's records is Mahomes, and Mahomes will have to stay healthy for a long time to break those records, and he had to play at an elite level. Shit, KD got a lot of points, Jack. KD got a lot of points, Jack. KD scored. KD has a lot of points. He is. Let me look at how many points KD got. KD has a lot of points. Damn. KD got 26,684 points. Damn. He only trails LeBron by 12,000 points. Yeah, man. LeBron gonna have to play. LeBron gonna have to try to play 3, 4 more years. Nah, I like KD. It ain't. I don't like KD because he's from the DMV. I like KD because I mean he just he roll out of bed, man. He effortless score. He the most effortless scorer for a non-big man I ever seen, man. For non-center, that shit effortless, man. You can't even appreciate KD like that. For real though, you can't even appreciate KD, man. It's too he scored too easy, man. You can't even really appreciate him like that, man. Um, yeah, salute, man. We had some super chats last night I didn't get to, man. Salute to Christy, man. Christy came through heavy last night again. Salute to Christy. Make sure y'all give Christy a round of applause. Christy showed up huge again last night. Shout out to Christy, man. The GOAT. She the LeBron James of Rock Nation, man. Nah, she Michael Jordan, man. LeBron ain't the GOAT, man. So shout out to my man, the Korean Kosel, man, for the PayPal. Shout out to the Korean Kosel, man. Ah, yeah, man. Listen, man. Yeah, y'all got somebody got to keep me posted how many points LeBron got, man. How many he got now? Salute to my man Deluxe 247, man. He said, thanks for streaming while you sick. Hope you feel better. My man Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, man. Yeah, man. I feel a lot better today. You know, I still sneezing though. Them sneezes coming from my toes, man. When I sneeze, it sounds like, I mean, that shit loud. It's just like, hi, that shit, like that shit. My whole body is into it. When I sneeze, it's like literally like a spirit demon coming out of me, man. Yeah, man. Salute, man. Uh, can't wait for the Super Bowl this Sunday. I'm getting cool with my little bro, and we about to destroy some lemon pepper wings. Let's go, Philly. I'm so glad that I ain't got no team in this one, man. I'm an NFC guy. I grew up. I always been an NFC guy, so I always like the teams from the NFC. Because when I was coming up, the NFC used to mollywop the AFC in the Super Bowls, man. We would we wouldn't just beat the AFC teams. We would fucking goddamn torture them in the fucking Super Bowl, man. So I'm an NFC guy, so yeah, I'm going for Philly just off of that. And also I live in Pennsylvania, so I get the Philly games now. But when I lived in DC, I hated Philly, man. I hated Philly, man. We always had a tough time with Philly, man. Philly used to give us the blues, man. Philly would give us the blues, man. But yeah, shout out to Philly, man. Um, yeah, Elway, yeah, Elway was a whooping boy, yeah. Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, Boomer Esiason. The list goes on and on. Man, it was like 15 years, man. The NFC won. I think it was like 15 years the NFC won every Super Bowl. Or they might have went 14 and 1. Somebody check that for me. I think it was like, what was it? 84 to 97? Something like that. Anyway, we we had a long streak, man, and that was when the time when I was growing up. So I always thought the NFC. I just naturally thought the NFC was better. He said, "Do your own research." Yeah, I was born in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. That's where the Little League World Series is, man. That's where the Little League World Series is, man. Uh, let's see, man. Yeah, man. Oh, whew. To give, it said give Cool Cat. I don't know you, cool cat. Everybody knows you, but I don't know you. You never come up here. You never made a donation. I don't know. I don't know you, cool cat. I'm trying to figure out who the hell you are. I keep hearing about cool cat. I don't know who he is. I don't know you, man. I don't know that man. What does that girl say? I couldn't tell you who that man is. I'm sorry. I don't know that man. Salute to you though, man. You seem to be pretty popular, man. Salute to you, man. Um, yeah, man. Woo. He said NFC won 13 in a row. Okay, 13 in a row. Yeah. Yeah, nothing like that'll ever happen again. That'll never happen again, man. With some one conference with 13 in a row. That'll never happen again. That'll never happen again. Man, I still got a little, man. I'm still snotty, man. Um, yeah, man. Let me get started, man. I don't want to belabor the situation, man. Oh yeah, I got two things I wanted to say. Damn, I forgot the other thing I wanted to say, but I did want to say one thing. I do want to say one thing. I was watching a little bit of the game, and the commercial came on for Aquaman. And I was like, damn, Aquaman black too. All of the goddamn soon all of the superheroes gonna be black. All of the superheroes gonna be black. Damn. Soon all of the superheroes, all of them. Like touche black people, man. We slow walking that shit. We rope a dope y'all, man. Soon all the it's gonna go from there's not enough inclusion. There's not enough diversity and inclusion to like, damn, all the superheroes play. Like every last one of them gonna be black soon. I was like, damn, Aquaman is black. Ain't Aquaman a swimmer? How the fuck is a swimmer? How the fuck is superhero that swim gonna be black, man? Black people, man, we like rocks, man. When we get in the water, man, we got our bone density, man. We got real dense bones, man. That's why we can run fast and hit hard because we got dense bones, man. But that shit not good for swimming, man. That's crazy. They made Aquaman. They made Aquaman. Goddamn sun man. Ain't that a bitch? There we go. Ain't that a bitch? Aquaman is the sun man. I said, Dad, that should be annoying me. I be hating seeing commercials now. I want to see commercials with just white people in them, man. Hit one if you miss commercials with just white people in them, man. I miss commercials. I missed back in the day when I was a kid when you could watch TV for fucking an hour and not see a black person on it. Or if the black person was on there, it was in a normal place. They wasn't just thrown in there. It made sense for them to be there and shit. Now they just throw the black people in there. We looking weird as shit. Be like, what the fuck is he even? Half the time when I see a commercial with a black person in there, I'm like, what the fuck is that nigga doing in there, man? LeBron got 20. Oh yeah. Dubsky. Okay, yeah, he gonna get it tonight. 16, man. Yeah, he gonna get 16 easy, man. 16 ain't nothing, man. I hate that shit, man. It just be some nappy headed black person right there and shit for no fucking reason. Like, man, you could have, man. That should be annoying, man. Um, Let me drop this link, man. Fully sound like you're on Boondocks now. Hey, listen, man. Nah, man. I'm telling you, man. This been on my mind for a while, man. You don't be thinking that when you watch TV, it be like, damn, man, y'all had to put a black person in everything. Like, let white people have some shit. Let white people have some shit, man. We don't need to be in everything. That's all I'm saying. Like, we got our own shit, man. We everywhere, man. You don't gotta put us in every fucking thing, man. That should be annoying, man. That should be annoying as shit, man. Hella annoying, man. It's cringy too. It's like, damn, you like props and shit, man. Just throw a black guy in there, man. And it'd always be like a normal ass black guy. Like it always be like a black guy that's he perfect and shit. Motherfucker ain't got no flaws and shit. Like what the fuck? But what's going on, Blanco, man? What's happening, man?
Man, I've had a good week. I went down to the border with my boys, got a good picture of the wall.
Okay. Saverick says someone said in the chat, block block my man. Black my man. Oh, that's what I wanted to show y'all. Now I just remember. Thank you for saying that, man. You just made me remember, man.
Maybe Black Aquaman's going to inspire the first, black Olympic swimmer. Going to win gold next summer Olympics.
Right. And then and they I don't know how they gonna do that, man. They gonna have to cheat. They gonna have to do something. They have to disqualify. I don't know how they gonna do that because we just not we a lot of black people can swim, but we can't swim at the level to be the best. It's just like the sprints. It's a bunch of fast white guys.
Yeah, but you guys run track and field, man. That's your game.
Right. But you're gonna find a lot of white guys that can run really fast.
Yeah, wasn't there a white guy from the Netherlands that got like third place in 100 meter or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just when you get to the world class level, it's all blacks, man. It's all blacks in world class running. 100% blacks. No matter the country. England is a black dude. Netherlands is a black dude. Italy won the won the 100 meters and the relay in the last Olympics. Italy. And guess what? It was a biracial dude from Las Vegas who his mother was Italian, so he got to compete for Italy because his mother was Italian.
Oh yeah, that's right. In Olympic rules, like you could represent your parents' country
Yeah,
too. It
exactly.
doesn't have to be. Yeah, that's right.
So boom, just like that, Italy wins the fucking 100-meter dash. Salute
No,
to
one of the best skaters is actually this like 14-year-old girl, and she's like half Chinese and half English and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. I seen her at the X Games. It was nuts. Like she was doing some Tony Hawk type shit.
salute to Doug G. He says, "Hi, all superheroes becoming black to be woke. So RuPaul as the next Wonder Woman. Why not, man? I love them taking all you goddamn people's stuff, man. You women's stuff, man. Y'all giving it up. Fuck it. Um, you don't want it. If you don't want it, somebody will take it, man. Now here's the thing. Disney tried to go woke and put some shit about reparations in a children's cartoon. They tried to put some shit about reparations in a cartoon. And as you know with some people, you can't. This is why you don't get in the bed with some people, Stutter, man. Tell them, man, you never get in bed with some people, man.
You absolutely cannot get in bed with some people.
They tried to do some reparations, man, on a children's card. That's too big of a
But I need you to recognize the fact that that all of the characters in the cartoon that are singing this little bullshit ass song, what gender are they? And why? And do you think that that's an accident?
women.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I remember this cartoon. The one playing on the screen. Yeah, that's from like the early
Yeah.
2000s. I forgot the
No,
name of it, but I watched
it
it all the
was.
time.
It's called the Lau Family, and it was canceled
Yeah, yeah.
in 2005. It was canceled, and they brought the shit back in 2020 just to make it woke.
yeah, and now they're getting. But I think reparations is too complex. It's too heavy of a conversation to be having with fucking little kids in a cartoon, man. Let them kids.
But they don't need them to understand it. They just needed to repeat it and to put pressure on other people.
Man, you guys remember Corey in the house? Man, that was funny as shit too. Shout out to
Yeah, man.
Corey, man.
Salute to Tonic T, man. He says I'll dropping the $5 super chat challenge with $10. Biden inflation, you know. Salute Op Nation. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Biden inflation. That's true, man. We gonna have to start doing the $10 challenge soon, man. That is true, man. I went to the gas station the other day, got me four what do you call it? Slim Jims and a bag of chips and a bottle of water. A bag of chips, four Slim Jims, and a bottle of water. Yep, that was
20,
all I got.
$25.
It was
$157.
It was $20. $20 for four Slim Jims, a bag of chips, a big bag of Doritos, and a bottle of water. Cause I drink the decent water. You know, I got like a smart water or something. It was $20. I said, God damn.
I went to the store the other day to get a dozen eggs. $10.
Yeah, man, this shit is
$10.
crazy. But you know one thing, Chinese food is not going up. Like
Nope.
the
Well,
prices
maybe
in
not. Well, not around here. It has.
well, where I'm at, the prices in Chinese food is still stay the same. That's why I eat so much of it, because the only thing you can order is not fucking through the roof.
The corner store for eggs for a platter, right? Eggs, bacon, and hash browns. Guess how much?
Oh god, dude, that's got to be at least
12.
$30.
$10, man.
Yeah.
They used to be like
Okay, that's better.
like two. No, that was like $2. They used to be $2.
Wait, how
Yeah.
many eggs did you get?
I don't get the eggs. I just saw it on the menu, man. I mean, I looked
Yeah.
up and that was on the menu.
Yeah, man. Salute to Tonic T, man. That's true, man. Inflation is a motherfucker. Battle O says Aquaman didn't help Emmett Till. Oh God.
What they're trying to do with all of these race swap superheroes is essentially put the God complex, right, into the gliders to make them look at us as if we are gods or we are actual superheroes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we superheroes that's gonna need them to fucking facilitate everything.
Exactly. We can run through a brick wall with a 4240, but we're gonna need you to drop off some food stamps, bro.
No, but you're gonna have to get some Mexicans to fix the wall.
Yeah, man. You gonna have to we're gonna need you the white people to train us, man, to run through the brick wall, man. It's crazy, man. With this whole thing. So they getting bashed for saying descendants of slaves earned reparations. So instead of just appreciating that they submitted, they bowed their head, they bended their knee to you Negroes and gave you your woke bullshit in their cartoon, they complaining about over one word. What do you mean earned? We deserve
this country. Not only field hands, but carpenters, masons, blacksmiths, musicians, inventors built cities from Jamestown to New Orleans to Banneker, Washington. 40 acres and a mule. We'll take the 40 acres, keep the mule. We made your families rich. From the Southern plantation heirs to the Northern bankers to the New England ship owners, the founding fathers, former presidents, current senators,
the Illuminati, the New World Order.
Slaves built this country. We had Tubman, Turner,
Frederick D.
Then they say Lincoln freed the slaves.
But slaves were men.
And women, and only we can free ourselves. Emancipation is not freedom. Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, public schools, feeding private prisons, where we become slaves again. As we celebrate Juneteenth for the umpteenth time, our account is still outstanding. Cause this country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. And we demand our 40 acres and a mule. Bump that! You can keep the mule.
Keep the 40.
We're taking our freedom.
The people who wrote this shit and the voice actors should all be shot.
Yeah, man, dude, that
all
went
you
hard,
white
dude. That was
people-
crazy.
All you gliders should be quaking in your boots right now, man.
This shit is coming for y'all.
Y'all ain't smart enough. Gliders, this is a dumb generation of gliders. They're not smart enough to be trembling.
Oh no,
This is a fucking cartoon.
The smart has been knocked out of the gliders. It's been beaten out of the gliders. Like any intelligence has been, once they go get it back, by the time they get a bachelor's degree, it's been just driven out of the gliders.
Salute to Mark with a C, man. Mark with a C. I. Mark I, man. Salute to Mark I, man. With the PayPal, man. Salute to you, bro. Yeah, man. Listen, man. This was a total bending of the knee. Oh, look at all of that for these niggas to say, send this shit back to the kitchen. You basically brought out a fucking Chef Ramsay you got Chef Ramsay in your kitchen cooking and shit unbeknownst to the guests. And you bring the shit to the table and they say, send this shit back. The garnish is crooked. It is like
what? And kick you in the butt. And kick the waiter in the butt.
I mean, God damn. Y'all are fucked. Y'all are fucked.
I am truly disgusted in what the gliders have allowed.
Dude, I wish Walt Disney could see this shit, dude. He's flipping in his grave, dude, man.
He'd
Damn.
be woke today too.
Nah, dude. Walt Disney was born in like 1905. He's not woke, man.
If he was still alive at
Yeah.
120 years old,
Found it out.
he'd be fucking woke.
They sent that shit back to the kitchen, stood up on top of the table, said, "This is the worst restaurant I've ever seen," gave you a bad Yelp review, got all your Facebook friends to give you bad Yelp reviews. Like, they, over the word earned. They're not mad about anything except for that one word in all that shit that was said. All that shit that you heard, that one word, they said, send this shit back to the kitchen. By the time I get done with this restaurant, you'll never be able to open a restaurant in this town again.
This country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. Tilled this land from sea to sea to sea. First there was rice, tobacco, sugar cane. Then Whitney did his thing and cotton became king. And we were its soldiers, 4 million strong, fighting for America's freedoms, even though we remained America's slaves. Built this country. The descendants of slaves continue to build it. Slaves built this country. And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering. And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy that America was founded with and still has not atoned for. Slaves built this country. Not only field hands, but carpenters, masons, blacksmiths, musicians, inventors built cities from Jamestown to New Orleans to Banneker, Washington. 40 acres and a mule. We'll take the 40 acres, keep the mule. We made your families rich. From the southern plantation heirs to the northern bankers to the New England ship owners, the founding fathers, former presidents, current senators,
The Illuminati, the New World Order.
slaves built this country. We had Tubman, Turner,
Frederick D.
then they say Lincoln freed the slaves.
But slaves were men.
And women, and only we can free ourselves. Emancipation is not freedom. Jim Crow, segregation, redlining, public schools, feeding private prisons, where we become slaves again. As we celebrate Juneteenth for the umpteenth time, our account is still outstanding. Cause this country was built on slavery, which means slaves built this country. And we demand our 40 acres and a mule. Bump that! You can keep the mule.
Keep the 40.
We're taking our freedom.
It can't be missed on you, that the adults in the cartoon were shocked and the black males in the cartoon were shocked by what they were saying. They were sending a message.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised what they said about like the Illuminati and New World Order. Like for Disney to say some shit like that, that's bonkers, man.
They just need these kids.
It's just mind-boggling because people are saying in the comment section, we weren't slaves, we were enslaved. And it's like, well, just a few months ago when the Woman King came out, y'all was talking about how like y'all was sold into slavery by other black people. Now it's like just a few months later, we back to being enslaved. The white man was running around Africa with nets.
Because they're not standing on nothing. There's no base moral to this shit. There's no base understanding. It just moves to however the person who needs it to move for that day. Like anything is possible.
This shit is just crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. Oh yeah, I want y'all to see this. This is what it looks like when didn't make it. Okay, this guy says, a couple years ago, I was ambushed and shot in the head and my back. I really feel like someone put a hit on me because I never had no encounter with the nigga who shot me. But God not only kept me alive and not to be paralyzed, He showed me some things I didn't see. Just know Big E blessed and doing better than ever.
I was one of the ones who did. Millions didn't make it. Oh, Jesus. I was one of the ones who did. Y'all come on and help me sing. You know, my mind began to roam just a few weeks ago. I was standing in an auditioning line. But look at me tonight, standing here with you. Thousands didn't make it, but I was one of the ones who did. Oh, Jesus, oh, Lord, millions didn't make it.
That's what it looked like, man, when you motherfucking get your shit, get shot and shit. That's what, because people, we always talk about 6 wounded, 2 killed, 6 wounded. The motherfuckers who got wounded got fucked up.
Yes.
Yeah, man, he looks good, to be honest. You know, he got lucky.
But how in a racist
voter ID?
white supremacist country did they teach a black man to walk again, though?
I'm telling you, why would they waste a second teaching him how to walk again? All he gonna do is run to the polls and vote for a goddamn Democrat. This shit is crazy, man. But I was thinking that too, man. I was like, this little dude, if he was in a homogenous black country, man, his ass would been dead.
They wouldn't give a shit whether his ass walked again.
They
Hey,
be,
Johnny Reb in the back, man.
oh, they be patting his head with a wet rag. That's all he got. They'd have patted his forehead with a wet rag and stroked his palms or some shit. Platinum Pig says slaves built Chinatown. Who knew? Yeah, slaves built everything, man. We created soy sauce. You ain't know that? That's how it's black, man. So you make soy sauce.
Slaves built everything just like the factory workers built the factories.
Yeah, exactly, man.
It's Marxist. That's all it is.
Saverick says if you can get a population to believe they are free or the highest beings, no one will revolt because they don't know they're slaves of Big Daddy government. Well, that may be true. Let's go to a flashback. This is one of my favorites right here.
Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah, they're usually pretty racist and they're bad.
I think voter ID laws are a way to perpetuate racism.
Do you think it suppresses the African American vote?
Definitely, because they're less likely to have state IDs.
You can always get IDs you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
Now I'm here in East Harlem to ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard.
Yeah, they don't know
Do
how
you carry
Facebook
ID?
Marketplace works.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with.
Do you have a problem if when you go to vote, if they say, could we please just see your ID to make sure you are who you say you are? Do you have an issue with that?
No.
Do you have an opinion on voter ID laws?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The white liberal, man.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, they actually showed these responses by the Sun people to like a wealthy glider mom and daughter combo, and they stood on what they said. They was like, well, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't have access.
Yeah, they don't even see you as human.
Right. Well, we all know that black folks can't get on Twitter or anything, right?
Or like you said, Facebook Marketplace. You know, we don't know how to get on Facebook Marketplace, man.
You sure do know how to get on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, man. Let me get to that, man. That shit is crazy, man. Oh man.
They caught that guy. You have that?
Yeah. I'm about to get to it now.
Cover just got more prominent and for good reason. And women.
This is that officer, man. What's his name? Adid Fayad. He passed away, man. The fucking officer, man.
Doesn't know. And
This, look at his family.
I'm not 100% sure, but we do know.
The audio is really bad.
What do you mean, like bad? Like low?
No, it's like crackling pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's low and choppy.
Just to stand there can be so difficult.
All right, let me. Yeah, that shit is just. Let me.
So his family emigrated all the way over here to the United States, right? And then he got a job, like a civil service job, to support him, and then this happens.
Unfucking.
What you think their opinion of some people is?
Oh, they just fucking love him, man. The greatest.
I had some Punjabi neighbors, and they were weird as shit, dude. The women were always in the house. The fucking man, he was like a truck driver. He would park his big rig on the front lawn like a redneck. It was insane.
Look at that.
See, now I sort of understand why the guy was that trusting, because he comes from that culture,
That's still not a high trust society though. Over there. It's a little higher trust than goddamn Zamunda and shit, but it ain't that high trust society.
Also, they were wrong about the neighborhood. It's technically not East New York. I mean, really, it's closer to like Richmond Hill, which is the neighborhood where all those people come from. That's where the transaction was supposed to happen. It was on a really nice block too. I looked it up.
Right now at 6, breaking news: this off-duty NYPD officer who was shot while trying to buy a car in Brooklyn has died. We'll have a live report as fellow officers prepare to honor him. And a suspect.
It makes sense that he was foreign because what he did was just crazy.
Morning, one of their own.
$24,000 in cash.
That's just nuts, bro. Like anywhere in New York, I don't give a damn what fucking neighborhood or suburb. It's just ridiculous.
I would never just listen, man. I would never bring $24,000 in cash anywhere, just because. Like, what if I fucking lose? What if I got pulled over? Like if the cops find that much money on you, like you can like what I'm saying? They can take that shit if you like cross the state lines or some shit. But like that's a lot of fucking cash, man.
Yeah, man, I'll wire that shit to your routing number.
Did he have it in a briefcase? Like did he like in the movies, the old crime movies, or you got
since the pandemic, I don't even walk around with $24 in my pocket, really.
Right. Like what the fuck?
Officer Adid Fayaz has died of his injuries days after he was shot and what police are calling a botched robbery.
Was off duty when he was wounded. CBS 2's Christina Fan is live at Brookdale Hospital with more, and now the tributes. Christina.
Well, Dick and Dana, 26-year-old Adid Fayaz has been in grave and critical condition ever since he was rushed here to Brookdale Hospital 3 days ago. We have just learned that this afternoon he tragically succumbed to his injuries. Behind us, you can see the sea of officers already assembled here. The neighborhood lit up with sirens and flashing lights as fellow officers rush here to grieve. Officer Fayaz was a 5-year veteran of the force. We know he worked patrol at the 66th precinct. Saturday night, he was responding to an ad for a car on Facebook Marketplace in East New York. But once he arrived there with his brother-in-law, they realized it was all a setup. Police say the seller, 38-year-old Randy Jones, pulled out a gun, demanded money, and shot the officer in the head before taking off. Jones was ultimately
didn't even get the fucking money. Just fucking shot him and ran away.
Well, Randy Jones had like 20 arrests at least, like 20 heavy duty arrests or something like that.
Don't they all?
Yeah.
But wasn't he getting shot back at by the brother?
Not well. I don't know if a gunfight pursued, but they said he asked them did they have a gun. The guy comes to the car. He said jokingly, "Do you got the guys armed?" And they were like, "Nah." And then that's when he put the officer in the headlock and put the gun to his head. And then the other guy, did something, was doing something, and then when the officer like wiggled his head free, he shot him in the head and ran away.
And the brother, I think the brother returned fire, but you know,
Okay.
he didn't get hit.
His
The brother
brother-in-law
grabbed his gun. Yeah.
Police say the seller, 38-year-old Randy Jones, pulled out a gun, demanded money, and shot the officer in the head before taking off. Jones was ultimately arrested Monday evening. He was expected to face attempted murder charges, but with the officer now passing, those charges will now be upgraded. Again, back here live, you can see the sea of blue, colleagues present to comfort his family, his wife, and the 2 young children he leaves behind. We're told the family will be here as the department prepares for a dignified transfer of his body to the medical examiner's office. For now, reporting live from Brookdale Hospital, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Wow.
So
The audio
do you
was
know
still
do you know
pretty bad.
about do you know about how they found Randy Jones?
Yeah, they found in a hotel with his family, right?
With 5 kids and his girlfriend.
The video was like skipping. It was like pausing and skipping. It wasn't missing anything, but it was like kind of like buffering every few seconds kind of thing.
I don't know what
So
the fuck is going on.
we'll let
man.
you know if it keeps going. Well, we did get through the video, so
Let me see if I can try to fix this. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on, but yeah, that was sad, man. You just can't, man. You can't. Under no circumstances should you ever purchase anything online from a Sunman, man. I mean,
Hey,
never. Like, I mean, unless he's selling like the
please tell
water from the fountain of youth or something, or the cure for like every disease, like just not a single disease. Like this will cure any disease. Like, you take this and you cure every disease. Then maybe you buy it, but nothing. Just don't do it, man. And listen, it's not that it's going to get you every time. It's just the fact that you'll strike out. You'll get comfortable.
first, please tell us one of their own
Is it
officers,
still doing it?
Radeed Fayez, has passed
Is it
away.
still?
Yeah.
Shit, man. Goddamn fucking motherfucker. Motherfucking YouTube. Shit. Let me see something. Let me see if this works.
First, please tell us one of their
How
own
about
officer,
now?
Radeed Fayez, has passed away after he was shot during an attempted robbery. Good evening. Thanks for being with us.
Is it still?
It's like a little bit better, but not. It's still not right.
Let me smash on the reporter lady though. Smiggity. Yeah, and our perp, he's a suspect in a bunch of other recent robberies over in New York. So he's been busy lately, man. He struck out too. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't get the money, huh?
Yeah, man, he struck out.
No, he's lucky. The Brooklyn DA is more woke than Alvin Bragg.
Oh, okay, so he's good. Yeah,
he maybe get 10 years.
Yeah, maybe. That sounds good, man. 10 years for that. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. 10 years. Sign me up for blow a cop's head off. Fucking yeah, man.
See, back in the old days, you did that to a New York cop, you wouldn't even make it to central booking.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see if I can get to. Let me see. Tell me how. Please, let this audio be.
This
good,
woman
man.
is so afraid that the suspects who broke into her apartment will be back to hurt her.
Come on. How's that sound?
It's still popping.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm trying to figure out what it could be, man.
You know, the thing about letting the Con Ed guy in, they tell you, they're supposed to give you their number, and there's a phone number you can check their thing at. Plus, the guy comes, he's claiming he's Con Ed. It's 11:30 at night.
Yeah. Salute to Talk to Yourself. He says, happy 7th sunny day of Sun History Month to you, Ak, and the entire Sun crew. Reparations overdue in Gladys supremacy.
You ever see the Dave Chappelle episode about reparations?
Nah. Oh, I don't know. I saw one about the racial draft. I don't know if that was.
No. He had one episode about reparations. The wealthiest man, and after reparations, the wealthiest man in the country was one guy who won everything at dice in Harlem. And he said the most valuable company was Sprint because everybody finally paid their bill.
Wow. That's crazy. Tell me how this sounds.
This woman is so the suspects who broke into her apartment
Still popping.
Motherfucker.
Is it Pix 11 or is maybe their channel?
Let me see. Let me play another one. Let me see.
A Patterson police officer
Is that good?
now facing charges for shooting a man in the back.
The New Jersey
Still
Attorney General,
popping.
the shooting.
Oh shit. What the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah, over in New Mexico, they let a guy out on bond for murder, and as soon as he got out, he cut off his ankle monitor and he ran.
So one of these times they have, the only time you should be expecting a Con Ed worker to come in there is if you've called them because you got something disconnected, your heat, your electricity, or something like that, and it's only your apartment.
Well, no, they will come to your house when they're about to cut your electricity off. They give you one more shot to pay. So they knock on your door. But that would be during the day. That's not at night.
Wow. Tell me how the sound is now.
A Patterson police officer now facing charges after shooting a man in the
Yes,
back.
The New
good.
Jersey Attorney General says the shooting violated the state's use of force policy. CBS 2's Kevin Rincon has more on the investigation and what the body cam video reveals.
Where's the gun?
Video from the early morning hours of June 11th show officers responding to calls of a large crowd causing a disturbance. During that call, they found a gun.
Everything's good? Yeah, I got the weapon right here. All right, good job.
But
Check out,
I got the weapon right here. Bang, bang, bang.
check out this situation that, like, we're putting our police in horrible situations. Just listen to what these police walked into. I mean, it's fucking insane, man. And to think that they're walking out with like murder charges.
Where's the gun?
Video from the early morning hours of June 11th show officers responding to calls of a large crowd causing a disturbance. During that call, they found a gun.
Everything's good? Yeah, I got the weapon right here. All right, good job.
But seconds later, shots can be heard in the distance. Officer Jerry Moravec runs towards that sound. Not long after.
Did you hear that? Listen to everything you hear. And this is in a rough, sunny neighborhood. Patterson. You know about Patterson, right? NYC Glatterman?
Oh, yeah, and the Patterson's no joke.
We're talking about, like, you wouldn't walk down this block to save your fucking life if you didn't have a police escort.
Not even broad daylight.
Fucking thug hood shit. They come into here in the series of the chain of events. We're putting our officers in no-win situations. No-win situations.
Where's the gun?
Video from the early morning hours of June 11th show officers responding to calls of a large crowd causing a disturbance. During that call, they found a gun.
Everything's good? Yeah, I got the weapon right here. All right, good job.
But seconds later, shots can be heard in the distance. Officer Jerry Moravec runs towards that sound. Not long after, a man in a white hoodie is seen running. Less than 15 seconds later, the officer shoots 28-year-old Khalif Cooper in the back.
Why did you run from me? I was scared.
Cooper, as he lay there handcuffed waiting for an ambulance, can be heard saying repeatedly he wasn't armed. According to the body camera footage, the officer in those brief moments saw things differently.
I saw him with a handgun. You didn't see him with a gun here?
After months of investigating, State Attorney General Matt Plotkin this week charged Officer Moravec with second-degree aggravated assault and second-degree official misconduct. Plotkin says the shot left Cooper unable to walk. That night, there was a gun found near.
Yeah, I mean, I feel terrible that this guy can't walk, but we need guys. I don't even know if we need them, man, unless there's some people around, but to run towards gunfire. Like when that guy heard that gunfire, he wasn't thinking about seeing his kids again, seeing his wife again. He was thinking about protecting the community and addressing whoever was firing those shots.
Did they even pick up the gun before running that direction?
No, the gun.
If not, he could have easily just stooped down and picked it up.
It's just insane, man.
They said they found a gun nearby the guy, right?
No, they never found a gun near that guy. The gun, they already had found the gun. Then there was shots up the street. But this guy can't walk anymore. So, I mean, this is sad that this guy can't walk anymore. I mean,
yeah, but why is he running?
He said he was scared.
He was probably running from the gunfire, but you could have just, when he says drop the gun, you hold your hands up, show you have nothing, and keep running.
Yeah. It's just bizarre, man. This guy's fucking paralyzed. It just seems so bizarre. The police showed up. That should have brought the situation to calm. Like, with the police there, shit should have calmed down, right? It's like they acted almost as if the police weren't there.
You can see those red and blue flashing lights for blocks.
There's
still
like
half a block away shooting.
There's like no reason for them to stop doing whatever they're doing because it's the cops are barely able to do anything anymore.
Yeah, it's just bizarre, man. Like this whole situation right here, it should have, as soon as the cops showed up, everybody, all the fucking bad actors should have crawled up in their fucking little rat holes, and all the fucking good people in the neighborhood should have came out their houses, and all the kids should have fucking been in the house, and everything should have neutralized, and it should have been like, what fracas? What y'all talking about, man? We ain't chilling, man. We having a good time. But it's just like fucking Zamunda and shit. But I just don't know like what we expect from these guys.
I don't know. Zamunda looked very rich and all that kind of stuff. It didn't look all this dangerous stuff. Zamunda looked like paradise. This basically, that guy, there's no way you can make it. Like, say he didn't get discharged on this case. 30 minutes later, there's calls for another shooting on the other side of Patterson. His next shift, there's another situation of a fight at a fucking some bar. It's like Russian roulette or playing craps. Every time you go on one of these fucking calls. And then you're expected to be brave and run towards gunfire and disarm people and chase people.
Throw them in the back of the car and save their lives, drive them to the hospital.
No, IQ was supposed to continue to run and tackle him until he turned around and presented a threat. That's what he was supposed to do, despite him not listening to anything that he said.
And I feel terrible that the guy's paralyzed. I feel terrible for him. I'm just talking about the cop. What the fuck can you do? Why do this job?
That's why they're all
Where's the
quitting.
gun?
Video from the early morning hours of June 11th show officers responding to calls of a large crowd causing a disturbance. During that call, they found a gun.
Everything's good? Yeah, I got the weapon right here. Good job.
But seconds later, shots can be heard in the distance. Officer Jerry Moravec runs towards that sound. Not long after, a man in a white hoodie is seen running. Less than 15 seconds later, the officer shoots 28-year-old Khalif Cooper in the back.
Drop the gun! Why did you run from me? I was scared.
Cooper, as he lay there handcuffed waiting for an ambulance, can be heard saying repeatedly he wasn't armed. According to the body camera footage, the officer in those brief moments saw things differently.
I saw him with the handgun. You didn't see him with a gun here?
After months of investigating, State Attorney General Matt Plotkin this week charged Officer Moravec with second-degree aggravated assault and second-degree official misconduct. Plotkin says the shot left Cooper unable to walk. That night, there was a gun found near where Cooper was seen running, but Plotkin says it wasn't in his possession or within his reach. Investigators say there was no DNA or fingerprint evidence linking.
Oh, so there was a gun within his. Okay, there was a gun there. So he tossed the gun. Okay.
And
Well,
could
he
an
must
officer
have- he must
reasonably assume that he was armed if he's fleeing from the scene of a shooting?
Yeah, it's chaos. It's chaos. I mean, he should have said stop or I'll shoot. I didn't hear him do that. He should have. It didn't sound like he warned him. That's the problem. But he should get fired, but not charged with like some kind of murder or something.
So the guy. So there was a gun. The guy was. You could reasonably assume that the guy was running with the gun and he tossed it.
They said they didn't find any fingerprints or DNA evidence that it was in that guy's possession.
I mean, like another Adam Toledo thing where, going behind the fence and drop the gun as you're raising your hands and spinning around.
Well, they in that situation, they probably would have found some fingerprints and DNA. What they're saying here is that they're saying there was no way to link that gun to that guy. But it's chaos. That situation is complete chaos. I mean, the cops showed up and they're still shooting each other.
Wow. I mean, yeah, like the cops there. The cops got to run towards the gunfire. There's a guy running from the direction that the gunshots came. The cop says he saw guns. So now we have to say that this cop who's running towards the gunfire is lying about the guy who's running past him having a gun because he's black, right? And the cop's white and he's a racist. So he wants to plant the gun on this guy. Like, it's just fucking bizarre. I don't know why anyone does this job anymore, man.
Not gun to Cooper either. Patterson made.
It's just fucking.
But if you want to see what happens when guys don't do that job anymore, check out Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Mayor Andre Sage, in a short statement, says their preliminary review found the officer was following guidelines as the officer chased the man he thought was armed. Moravec's attorney says the officer believed his life was at risk and made a split-second decision. If convicted, Moravec could face up to 10 years in prison on each count.
That fucking guy who showed up to that scene and acted with Johnny, you got to stop doing that, Johnny. You do that like every show, man. You got to forget. You remember to mute yourself, man. That guy who shows up with bravery and runs towards gunfire. They've located one gun. They hear gunshots. They run towards that. Some guy's running down the street. He's got a gun in his hand. They chase him. That guy. Now he go do 10 years in prison. Something just doesn't seem right, man.
When the thug, if he was caught after shooting someone, wouldn't do 10 years in prison.
Exactly.
No, more than 10 years. They said 10 years for each count.
It just doesn't seem. It's outrageous, man. That's outrageous. That's outrageous, man. Are you serious? That guy is about to do fucking at least 10 years in the slammer? I'd be fucking kidding me, man. It's outrageous.
He has a decent narrative for defense, but who knows in this climate if he's going
When
to get
they
a fair
wheel
trial.
that Sun Man, wait till they wheel that Sun Man in with a goddamn African goddamn colored wheelchair and shit.
Well, and then I will say, oh, what was the settlement from the police department? And oh my, he's doing fine. That kind of mistake made in a split-second decision with a reasonable hypothesis as to how he could have had a gun should be properly handled as a civil matter, and it's paid for by the insurance of the police department. One and done. And yes, maybe he has to be fired.
Yeah.
Tonight, the FBI says white supremacists Sarah Clendaniel and Brandon Russell were plotting to wipe out Baltimore's power grid within the coming weeks. The alleged plan was to spray 5 substations with gunfire.
The accused were not just talking, but taking steps to fulfill their threats and further their extremist goals.
According to the affidavit, Clendaniel telling an undercover agent it would probably permanently lay this city to waste. Russell allegedly told the FBI the goal was to create a cascading failure. Federal prosecutors say these photos show Clendaniel had access to firearms. In one, a woman the FBI believes to be her is dressed in tactical gear containing a swastika, holding a rifle and with a pistol. Authorities say Russell started an ethnically motivated violent extremist group that embraced neo-Nazi ideas and targeted racial minorities and critical infrastructure. The arrest comes after recent attacks on energy grids in Washington state, Oregon, and North Carolina, where last December gunshots were fired at 2 substations, leaving 45,000 customers without power amid freezing temperatures.
Unfortunately, power grids are actually wide open. The power companies have got along for a long time, not having really robust security in place because they haven't been attacked. But it is a very challenging situation.
The FBI says Clendaniel and Russell had been in touch since at least 2018, when they were serving time in separate prisons on felony charges. Russell for illegal possession of explosives, Clendaniel for armed robbery. Since her release, she was diagnosed with a terminal illness, allegedly telling an undercover FBI agent she wanted to accomplish something worthwhile before her death.
Stephanie, what charges do they face?
Lester, they're charged with conspiracy to damage an energy facility. This is one of the substations that provides power.
Now listen, man, not for nothing, man. If you're going to do something, man, do it big, man.
Well, the Nazis were just socialists with a touch of racism. They were left of center for sure.
No, I mean these two were some, serious ass dudes,
Well, I have a question. So they arrested 2 lawyers in Brooklyn for actually not planning, but actually torching a police car with Molotov cocktails and handing out Molotov cocktails to other rioters during the George Floyd riots. Actually doing it. And you know how much time those guys got?
How much?
Maybe like 60 days.
1 year. 1 year each, I think.
And time served counts, and
And
then
the
just
judge
probation.
and the judge was crying and talking about what wonderful people they were. So these people didn't even get to do whatever they were supposedly going to do. How much
They
time do you
picked the
think they're
wrong
going to get?
form of socialism because Nazism is rather hated at this point.
Right, but here's the question. So how much time these guys didn't even get to do what they were trying to do?
Well, here's the thing: they were talking to FBI agents, so they're fucked. They had undercover FBI agents that they were somehow got in bed with, and they
Yeah,
were
somehow. I'm sure
yeah,
there's more informants and agents in this plot than actual so-called,
right. But anyway,
Weren't there
so
2
that's
or
the
3
FBI.
gun attacks on substations, though?
Yes, and conveniently they have it linked up, they have a patsy. Because those no one knew, They want to set the narrative in your mind that it's a bunch of white nationalists
So
doing this shit.
these guys are going to get life in prison, probably.
Yeah,
right?
definitely, without a doubt.
Right. So
Nah, man. I think
But
they'll get
amounts
like a year.
Oh shit, a year? Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, honest to God, man, I really do.
No, this guy, if he doesn't get life, he's going to be old, wrinkled, and gray when he comes
Yeah,
out. Man.
this guy's just got out. He just got out of prison.
When they can blame that on right-wing violence, even though it's not right-wing, because they propagandized it as to Nazis being right-wing for 50 years, of course they're going to give them the max.
Okay, well, I mean, the probation thing, they're going to get him on that. But I mean, just on like the conspiracy to commit like civil rights violations, like that's not going to be that long.
Here's the thing: that the Baltimore's a black city, as far as 65% black. They wanted to cause like what did they wanted to cause like a cascading failure. So they wanted to like
permanent harm.
Yeah, decimate the city. These guys are fucked, man.
The thing is, they wanted to, but they didn't do. They didn't actually manage to do it. Whereas those 2 lawyers did.
Okay,
forget about
those 2 lawyers. Those 2 lawyers are black, right?
And they have the right political affiliation.
So,
and they were prosecuted by the feds too.
Yeah, but like everything during that Floyd thing, people they washing their hands of that. People not getting charged for that stuff. This right here, though, this is attacking the power. They have to send a message, man. Like you have to send a message, but you have to let people know. Look, you go ahead if you want to, but yeah, you're fucked if you do like this. Listen, man, you have to send a message, man, about this, man. I'm sorry, man. You have to send a message, man.
Yeah, but message or no message, the ones that actually got attacked, we haven't seen. There's nothing about that. Who did those, right?
What do you mean? There's nothing about that? Did you see the stories on those?
Like who did it?
Yeah, they didn't catch those guys.
Yeah,
but just as they didn't. Yeah, but just as they didn't catch him doesn't mean that it's a conspiracy. They just probably didn't catch the guy.
No, I didn't say that. Exactly.
Those things are in the fucking middle.
It seems like they only catch people that they kind of set up. Is all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? They caught these guys because they were probably coaching them along the whole time. You see what I'm saying? People who actually want to do an attack don't talk to feds.
Yeah, they probably found some patsies.
Yeah, that this guy was in for explosives. He had some tannerite or a homemade pipe bomb for fun. Some gliders do that shit, not me, of course, but
it's a hobby.
Yeah, and like they got some mentally ill woman, that likes to, these guys are poor. Their lives suck. They like to vent and shit. They feed them the script. Bada bing, bada boom. Have you seen if you were familiar with the Gretchen Whitmer case at all?
No, I heard something about
that was all FBI guys, man.
Yeah, all but one ended up doing any time.
Oh, okay. So that's why you think they're not gonna do time?
No, I didn't say that. With the Whitmer case, all the evidence showed that it was a huge entrapment case.
No, the patsies will do time.
Yeah, one patsy did time on the Whitmer case. The rest got pretty good lawyers and got their information out and got some FOIA requests out on all of the names of the agents. All I'm saying is let's wait and see what goes on with this, because this is, I don't know. It smells.
It kind of sounds like a really harebrained scheme anyway, to me. Doesn't sound like it would be successful, you know.
The one thing I thought that was stupid was the one guy was saying that, oh, the electric companies got away with not securing the substations. A substation has to be every 10 miles to, re-energize the alternating current. Like, what the fuck are you going to do? Put cement walls and security guards at all these fucking things?
A substation is every 10 miles?
Yeah, it's like every 10 to 20 miles. Yeah.
We are here this morning to announce the arrests of Sarah Clandaniel and Brandon Russell on criminal complaints for conspiring to attack our local power grid. As the criminal complaint alleges, Clandaniel and Russell conspired and took steps to shoot multiple electrical substations in the Baltimore area,
racially motivated,
aiming to, quote, completely destroy this whole city. But these plans were stopped thanks to the swift action and collaboration of our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners. Together, we are using every legal means necessary to keep Marylanders safe and to disrupt hate-fueled violence.
Marylanders can rest assured that a threat to disrupt their daily lives by attacking the local power grid has been stopped. As alleged in the complaint, Sarah Beth Clandaniel and Brandon Russell conspired to inflict maximum harm on the power grid, a key component of our critical infrastructure. The accused were not just talking, but taking steps to fulfill their threats and further their extremist goals. Russell provided instructions and location information. He described attacking the power transformers as the greatest thing somebody can do. In her own words, Clandaniel said she was determined to do this. She added, it would lay this city to waste. Their actions threaten the electricity and heat of our homes, hospitals, and businesses. To those extremists looking to disrupt society and cause chaos in our communities, we will not allow, nor will we tolerate this. We work every day to mitigate these threats, including those to our critical infrastructure, and identify those criminals seeking to inflict harm. As always, we ask the public to report anything they consider suspicious to law enforcement. Anyone with information can contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or.
All right, so let's just see what else is going on in Baltimore, man. Because I bet if you did a man on the street in Baltimore, no one in Baltimore would know that even happened. Because that just doesn't affect doesn't affect the average Baltimorean's life now that it's been thwarted. If it had happened, it would have. But since it's been thwarted, I don't think the average sun person in Baltimore even knows that this happened. The FBI took care of it. It's like I was talking about yesterday.
The bill that,
like those vice squads and all this. The FBI, white zaddy took care of it, and the average sun person in fucking Baltimore don't even know what fucking happened. I promise you.
the bill that drew the most interest is the one that prohibits concealed carry permit holders to possess a firearm in a public place. Demonstrations rule the day. Pro-Second Amendment advocates and gun safety supporters making their presence known in large numbers in Annapolis.
We're ready for whatever the other side wants to say, and we know we have the majority of Americans that agree with us that common sense gun laws are important for our country.
Pro-gun advocates adamantly oppose legislation prohibiting those who have a concealed carry permit from carrying a gun in a public place.
What the bill is going to do is basically make it impossible for people to carry permanent concealed handguns in the state.
The bill's sponsor, Senator Jeff Waldstreicher, disagrees.
SB 1 is not a statement. It's a question. What kind of world do we want to live in? What kind of state do I want to raise my 3 children in? A state where every small dispute risks escalation into gun violence.
You know, right now there's like 1 out of every 55.
Yeah, but you have your state is like one of the most violent states in the world, and the most violent places are the places with the strictest gun laws. The suburbs of DC and Baltimore.
Into gun violence.
You know, right now there's like 1 out of every 55 adults in Maryland who has a concealed carry permit. In Pennsylvania, it's 1 out of 6. In West Virginia and Virginia, it's 1 out of 9. There's no move to undo the laws that are there.
A Senate committee also heard testimony on legislation requiring state police to keep track of firearms surrendered in domestic abuse cases through a database.
This was brought to me really by the advocates from House of Ruth.
Another bill before the Senate committee allows survivors or their families of gun violence to sue gun makers. This includes ghost guns.
We would love to see that passed to give the Attorney General some discretion on going after manufacturers who are showing to be negligent in their marketing or their production practices, and would also give some recompense to survivors after they have a tragedy.
There was an interesting strategy.
So we're going to hold car manufacturers responsible for every wreck that happens because of negligence of drivers not paying attention in the cars? That's
Right,
exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man,
an
I'm suing
analogy.
JB Reynolds for the tobacco industry.
That's moronic, man. That's moronic. That's like if I have a stroke jacking off the porn, I can sue the fucking Dell or HP and shit. Computers and some shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy, man.
Well, look, my idea is that's good. Let them do that. We should be able to sue the judges, DAs, and politicians who let the criminals out who then go and reoffend. We should be able to sue those guys.
But they're never going to make a law on that.
They started out good, but then they got like if they want both, they want gun rights, they won't be able to carry their guns, but then they want like if something happens, if someone gets hurt in by a ghost gun. Oh, so they're trying to give a little. Okay, they feel like if they give a little, we'll give them this, and maybe they'll give us that. That's probably the game they're playing, right?
No, they're trying to pass a bill that basically prohibits concealed carry permit holders to carry at all because they say it's a sensitive place. And then they also want to pass the laws that say, oh, you could sue the gun manufacturers as well.
Oh, this woman is pro.
They want to make guns.
No. She's with Moms Demand Action.
Listen.
They want to make guns unattainably expensive.
Hold on, I thought she was pro guns.
No.
Moms Demand Action is a anti-gun organization.
So she's anti-guns. Okay.
Here's a little example of how this works. There's a giant sign in Times Square that says that you're not allowed to carry a gun, right? So the other day, a guy fired a gun right in the middle of 6th Avenue and 48th Street because criminals are not going to pay attention to those signs.
Exactly.
Yo, Moms Demand Action is a good name, but not with her face on it.
Salute to Sean, man. Sean with the PayPal. Salute to you, bro. Genetic Freak says salute Ock. The Patterson mayor is actually defending the officer. He's a saying, son. Like Fisherman said, the backlash will be from the immigrant coalition. Yeah, right. We'll see, man. We'll see. So let's see what else is going on in Baltimore, man. Okay.
I also got a full ride.
And I think it was 15.
I've been accepted to
6.
Graduation is near, and these Baltimore School for the Arts students are all college bound. It's through dance life has pointed Rain Craven in the right direction. When things seem jumbled,
Hold on, what? She didn't look like a good. Did she look
Yeah,
like a
was
good?
she off tempo?
Yeah, man. What the fuck is this? What the fuck was that?
students are all college bound. It's through dance life has pointed Rain Craven in the right direction.
Are they
Well,
all
to be
supposed to
fair,
be
they're all off tempo.
Are they all supposed to be doing the same thing at the same time?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
That looks like some
It's
freestyle.
through dance life has pointed Rain Craven in the right direction. When things seemed jumbled, it was the notion to keep moving that helped choreograph her future.
I have dyslexia, and
Ah,
dance has improved my reading. Like, I've learned to memorize things a lot better.
In finding his own voice, Denzel Mitchell III is capturing all the stories to be told around him
I found satisfaction in being able to tell my own story and then also others around me.
and understanding the beauty and failures has kept Malik Savage center stage.
But not pursuing something, not pursuing your passion, not pursuing your dream, I feel that that regret in your life could be far greater than if you were to do it and it failed.
Malik will be a first generation.
Sound like he's talking about something else, doesn't he?
he's pursuing something.
Yeah, it sound like he's talking about. Sound like sound like that's a double entendre, man.
Center stage.
But not pursuing something, not pursuing your passion, not pursuing your dream, I feel that that regret in your life could be far greater than if you were to do it and it failed.
Malik will be a first generation college student at just 16 years old. With a full academic scholarship to Northwestern University, he's excited to pursue a career in journalism without the worry of finances.
And I don't take it lightly and I don't take it for granted, so I'm really gonna get as much out of this as I can.
With a clear focus on turning his passion into a career, Denzel has more than a dozen colleges to choose from, but it's the exposure to a rich history Denzel is looking forward to.
I chose to apply to HBCUs because I feel like I work best around my community and around people who look just like me.
These three students
Run.
You know, he's sitting next to the zesty guy. Like, what the fuck?
So he goes to the Baltimore School for the Arts. I wonder what's the demographics there, because he works best around people that look like him. And why did he go to fucking one of those Baltimore public schools then? Why did he go to the fucking art school?
Because he has white adopted parents.
I'm sure the Baltimore Art School is the least sunny school in Baltimore, and the only one with someone proficient in math. But this is why do they say stupid shit like this? Like this is so racist and unnecessary. You didn't have to say this.
Exposure to a rich history Denzel is looking forward to.
I chose to apply to HBCUs because I feel like I work best around my community and around people who look just like me.
These three students are excited for the next chapter in academia. They hope their individual stories of artistry and creativity inspire other students like them to never give up despite life's challenges, and credit their success to parents and teachers who've never crushed their dreams.
I don't think that I ever really stop being an artist every day. Like, I think that most of what I think about is my art, and it's kind of like who I am at this point, and it's odd, but I don't think that I could do anything differently even if I wanted to.
In Mount Vernon, Megan Rivers, WBAL-TV.
Wow. So they have this great art school in fucking Baltimore. Why aren't more kids taking advantage of it? Well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Okay.
Well, that's right, Deborah. But this time, Moreno was shot and killed in a neighborhood across the city from where he went to high school. And neighbors say it's a sign that the city is changing.
What I seen last night was a regular crime scene, regular
innocent child killed. That's what I'll say.
16-year-old Andres Moreno Jr. gunned down on the streets of East Baltimore.
Good guy, quiet. That's all I can say.
Police say it happened just after 6 Sunday evening on East 29th Street.
All we heard was the gunshots. I was in my house. That's all I heard. Time I got out here, police is running, and the child was laying on the street, on the sidewalk.
Neighbors say Moreno is the latest victim in what seems to be a string of juveniles being shot in the city, especially since the start of the new year.
I think that is horrible that the kids are out here killing each other the way that they are. And he's nothing but a baby, really.
We live in a generation, like I said, where it's killed to be killed. And you got to survive.
Baltimore City school officials confirm Moreno was a student at Edmondson Westside High School. Another 16-year-old student there was killed last month in a shooting that injured several other students.
Everybody is concerned. I live around here. So yeah, it's very concerning.
People who live near Edmondson High say this news is gut-wrenching. Parents like Fanda West are scared, especially for her 16-year-old son.
Every day I have to call after school and see if he's okay because I'm at work, and make sure that he gets home safe every day.
Everyone agrees something needs to be done to stop this disturbing trend, and soon.
I hope that the people on the top sees this and do something about it, because it's heartbreaking. Really.
She hopes that people on the top can see this and do something about it. What's up, Travis, man? Who are you, man? Oh, Travis is gone. Anyway. She hopes somebody on the top could see this and do something about this, man. What the fuck does that mean? The fuck? Let's see this, man.
The jury got the case just after noon today, and after roughly 2.5 hours of deliberations, they made a decision. It was a conviction for murder, though it was not the kind of conviction prosecutors or the family of the victim had hoped for.
It's a pain that never goes away. I'm telling you, a pain that never goes away.
This is the mother of James Blue III, the victim in this case, who was gunned down while sitting in his car in the middle of the day, January 25th.
Remember, this is the realtor who was sitting outside of his property waiting for someone to deliver a refrigerator when a young thug from the neighborhood was like, who the fuck is that nigga sitting on my block? And went over and approached him and, got into an altercation with him. I mean, an exchange of words, and then shot him like 1,000 times. All while he was in his school uniform. This is that case.
2022 happened in front of a home he was renovating on Walker Avenue. His mom says James was a hard worker.
He was wonderful. He was a great son. He did not deserve this. He loved his family. He loved me. He loved his sisters. He was like a protector to all of us.
The state asked for a first-degree murder conviction for the killing of James Blue. The defense had argued self-defense. And today, after a trial that lasted nearly a week, and after less than 3 hours of deliberations, the jury convicted 19-year-old Shehu Carbo of second-degree murder plus 3 firearms charges in the case.
He should have gotten first degree. But I'm glad he got something. We're looking at this as something, some justice.
This has been...
Yeah, man. That's... Oh, what a tangled web you sisters weave when first you ask to defund the police. Oh, what a tangled web you sisters weave when first you ask for shorter sentences, criminal justice reform. You got it, man. You got it in spades.
This is something, some justice.
This has been emotional for Mr. Blue's family members who have been in court every day.
My brother was an amazing man.
Yeah.
And to have his life taken
so violently, so tragically.
It's tough.
He didn't
It's
deserve
tough.
that.
Before walking out of the courthouse late this afternoon, Mr. Blue's widow, BPD Captain Lakeisha Blue, hugged every member of the investigative and prosecution team in the hallway outside the second floor courtroom. They had 3 children. The oldest is in college. The youngest is 10 years old.
He got 3 beautiful kids, and Peyton, just the other day, she said, we asked her, what was it that she missed about her dad? Is it anything special? And you know what she said? She missed everything. And that's what it is. We miss everything about him. Everything. Everything.
In an email, Baltimore City State's Attorney Ivan Bates writes in part, quote, while justice has prevailed with today's outcome, there is still much grief and pain as the city reflects on the tragic loss of Mr. James Blue III. We have reached out to the public defender and his office for comment. We're still waiting to hear back. The judge has set sentencing in the case for June 2nd. Reporting from the Mitchell Courthouse, I'm Kate Amara, WBAL TV 11.
Damn. So a son teen could just see you sitting in his car on his block. Presume you're an op of some sort. Come start questioning you. Not like what he hears. Blow you the fucking smithereens and get second-degree murder.
An attack on 3 women not far from the Towson Circle led to the arrest of 28-year-old Quantez Davis of Baltimore. The 18 charges against him include 3 counts of first-degree rape, 9 counts of assault, armed robbery, and gun violation.
Damn, Quantez was pretty busy, man, out here in these streets, man. God damn. Jesus Christ, man.
A judge denied bail, calling him a significant risk to the public. Neighbors say they are concerned, but grateful the alleged attacker is behind bars.
Terrified because I saw our block. You know, they said there was a rape and a robbery in Towson, but then I see like our block. We live in the building right there. Awful. Very, very scary that this has happened.
Baltimore County Police say Davis is the man they believe robbed and sexually assaulted the 3 women. It is in an area where plenty of people walk or park their cars. The attack happened behind businesses on West Joppa Road.
This is a very popular area, and for that to happen, this is Towson. This type of stuff normally happens in the inner city, so it's real. I'm not going back there no more.
According to a court charging document, a man approached the women while they walked along Allegheny Avenue. He was wearing a black medical mask, a black puffer-style jacket with a chest pocket, black jogger-style pants, and black shoes. When their paths met, the subject brandished a small black handgun and demanded cash. As they pleaded for him to let them go, he threatened to kill them if they did not do what he said. And that is when the sexual assaults occurred. The charging document indicates others walking by noticed what was happening and called police. Investigators canvassed nearby stores.
Yo, this is some different shit, man. He taking you behind the dumpster, man.
Did she say this was the nicer part of town? Because she
Yeah,
said
yeah, this is the nicer part of town. She's not coming over here anymore after this. So where's she gonna go? I mean, like,
she's gonna go to the even nicer part of town.
Oh God, you don't want her over on an even. Listen,
yo, if there's tags on your shit,
you don't want her coming to the even nicer part of town. Like, if she comes to the even nicer part of town, man, yeah, half of y'all gonna be called racist. Don't let her walk in an establishment. Oh my God. She goes to the fucking Starbucks or a fucking goddamn restaurant and the waiter doesn't serve her within fucking 0.5 seconds. It's gonna be like fucking some fucking goddamn lawsuit, racial discrimination shit.
And it reminded me of the other day, the woman who had her house shot up. She was like, I think they mistaken me for someone else. I'm like, so someone else deserved to have their house shot up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like this
exactly.
chick is like, the rape should be happening over there. It's like, nah, they just probably shouldn't be happening. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's a different. I know exactly what you're saying. It's a different. It's not like that anything's wrong. It's just that it's happening to me. It's not that I think the behavior. I don't have a problem with the behavior. I have the problem that it's happening to me, or it's inconveniencing me in some way. But I don't have any comment about the actual behavior. And that's just that's DNA.
Indicates others walking by noticed what was happening and called police. Investigators canvassed nearby stores and found security video of a man matching the description, wearing the same jacket and shoes. He had made a purchase at a store 20 minutes before the robbery and sexual assaults. From the store video and other information, police developed Davis as the suspect.
If I'm walking around walking my dog or something, and I see, oh yeah, it's a rat. It's a rat. I don't like that, because this is where I feel safe at.
God, dog, you got all these fucking hood rats. Now I like her. I done smashed 1,000 of hers, but it's I don't know, man. You just all these birds. First of all, this is supposed to be the good part, right? He's out here, she's out here, the other chick's out there. This is no longer a good neighborhood. This doesn't qualify as a good neighborhood anymore, man. AP, does this still qualify as a good neighborhood with her, and him out there?
No, it doesn't.
Like, I mean,
where there are three, I will not be, right?
God, dog. This is the good part. Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
Don't worry, he'll get in front of a female judge and she'll let him out on probation or time served.
Maybe so. Give him a slight sentence, but yeah, this is a rough area, man. This woman, she says she lives here, so she's the only one that probably lives here. She says she lives on this block. So, yeah, you live here, but you got a smoke shop there? Yikes. Anyway, you see one of these, this is definitely a magnet. You got her there. You got her here. And they're complaining. They're just like, oh my God. That uppity they get. Oh my God, I was trying to get away from some people. Yeah, man, it's rough, man. Oh, God.
Assaults. From the store video and other information, police developed Davis as the suspect.
If I'm walking around walking my dog or something, and I see, oh yeah, it's a rat. It's a rat. I don't like that, because this is where I feel safe at. The only place I feel safe at.
Now, Davis was found guilty of illegally possessing a firearm in 2022. A judge in Anne Arundel County gave him a 3-year sentence, but he only served 10 days because the rest.
He got a 3-year sentence, served 10 days. Oh my God.
This is a nakedly racist country, isn't it?
Jesus Christ, man.
Yo, I know someone who just got out after 2 years of Fed for an illegal firearm, but he was, white-ish.
Hey, listen, how much is that? Even 1%? It's 3 days. Hold on. So there's 3 years. 3 years would be about 1,000 days, 1,000 and some change days, right? Oh no, a little short, a little bit over 1,000 days. So you would have 10 days. He served 1% of that sentence. Wow. Hey man, you glad as a fuck, man.
And think about that. Those are the
Now,
charges.
Davis was.
Those are the charges they said that he did. But as we all know, they reduced these charges on some of the most gruesome crimes. So he could have did some really violent thing, and they just reduced it, just to a weapons charge.
Right, exactly. He could have pistol whipped somebody.
If he's out there raping women and holding and robbing them, this is a violent dude. I'm quite sure it was a bit more than what he was charged for.
They did that just to get a plea deal, and then they
Mhm.
welched on the actual sentence.
Wow.
Now, Davis was found guilty of illegally possessing a firearm in 2022. A judge in Anne Arundel County gave him a 3-year sentence, but he only served 10 days because the rest of the sentence was suspended. Reporting live from Towson, Barry Sims.
And there's no way the judge doesn't know that he was charged with more, and then they agreed to a plea deal. He knows that. That's in the file, and he releases him.
My God, man. I mean, my God. Jesus Christ, man.
They hate the normal average Sun person, don't they?
It's just insane, man.
Several recent shootings have been caught on camera. Baltimore police releasing these pictures and videos of suspects seemingly knowing they're on camera when firing their weapons. Detectives are asking for the public's help to track them down. Now, despite videos available in some cases, the Baltimore Police Department's closure rate fell to just 36% last year. That means you have more than a 60% chance of getting away
Fucking
with
robot
murder
invasion.
You got a 60% chance of getting away with murder in Baltimore City. And more than 60%.
That's because they don't really want to find them. How many times do you see, you have cell phones on these dudes? The cell phone is connected to a tower, and you've got GPS location on, and they can track their cell phones, and they can't find these guys. They don't want to find them.
Wow.
City. Fox 45's Keith Daniels joins us live with a closer look at why surveillance video doesn't necessarily deter all criminals. Keith?
Well, Mary, you've seen the images, suspects caught on camera, but still tonight, some of them escape capture. The images can be disturbing. Surveillance footage of shooting suspects caught on camera. Bold criminals, some of them with no problem, looking directly into the lens. These newly released images of the suspects wanted in connection with the shooting deaths in the Upton neighborhood Saturday. 2 victims, including 23-year-old Maya Morton, who police say was caught in the crossfire. Her 2 children critically injured in the car crash as the mother tried to speed away. One of the suspects seen shooting his gun. The muzzle flash lights up. Suspects are aware of the cameras.
Look at this fucking corner store. Imagine if you were like driving through Baltimore, you were like, yo, I need a fucking drink or something. I need
No, you don't.
and you didn't see them, right? Because they're in the store. And you pull over, they go to the
Driving
corner
through
store.
Baltimore and you need a drink. That's your first failure.
Or you just need something, right? Maybe you need some diapers. Your baby just, what I'm saying, you're out of diapers or some shit. And you pull over.
You better take your fucking shirt off. I could use that.
Yo, if I walked in that store, man, I would shit on myself, man. These fucking guys, man. Because I know how dangerous they are more than y'all. Like, y'all don't know how dangerous these guys are. You know, like, through like a degree of separation. Like, this is, because this is they've claimed this. You know what I'm saying? This is theirs now. So it's like, you're not like, the people who own this store can't tell them not to be there. They can't say, hey, man, you're fucking up my business. You know what I'm saying? Customers are feeling uncomfortable. They can't say shit to these guys. And in a few minutes, these guys are going to kill
Yeah, they
two
can.
people.
They can say
Right?
that to them and then duck behind the counter, the bulletproof counter.
Nah, man, he didn't say that, man. These some dangerous guys, man. And then they're together too. Like they're all trying to like that term that Fabian used, status negotiation.
Posturing.
Yeah, they're all trying to show who's the
alpha.
Yeah, but it's with guns with switches on it. Like none of these guys can be an alpha from just like kicking your ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you're like a crackhead or a woman or something, like somebody that's not a threat. But if you're like another man, they gotta like destroy you. You know what I'm
They got to be
saying?
willing to throw their lives away in order to take you out.
Yeah. And like and then when they're together, it's really dangerous too. Cause it's like for instance, like the two guys that were shooting on camera, and then they got like rank and file amongst each other. These guys right here, right? And then you got this guy. I think he's shooting too, but he's running back. Like now, the other guys, they're gonna wanna. These guys got a story. Yeah, we busting. It's
Yo, like
They got to be up. They got to
Mossy's
be up.
talking about carrying a pistol, man. You need a fucking grenade launcher these days for this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do against this?
Yeah, Mossy walks in here, man. Mossy walks in here, he has a heart attack, man.
They got to be up like peacocks. That they got to get up there, strut their stuff, shake their feathers. But their feathers in this case are out of pistols with switches and extendo clips.
Yeah. And just think about this, right? This is one store. There's other stores on this block with other groups of teens in it. And then the other side of the street. I'm telling you, man. AP, what would you do if you walked into this store unbeknownst? You didn't see them and you just pulled the door open and walked in and you saw this.
Leave.
Yeah. That would be your best bet.
Would acting like kind of like crazy work? Not like towards them, but like talking to yourself and shit.
Nah, just being like, oh shit, left my fucking
Oh yeah,
wallet.
that's
And
your
it's
best bet. Yeah.
Nah, mama, I got you. I got you. What you need? What you need? I
Yeah,
got
act
you.
like someone's out there and you're like, huh? What'd you say? Ah, shit. And you just leave.
Yeah. These motherfuckers, this is a dangerous bunch right here, man.
With the shooting deaths in the Upton neighborhood Saturday. 2 victims, including 23-year-old Maria Morton, who police say was caught in the crossfire. Her 2 children critically injured in the car crash as the mother tried to speed away. One of the suspects seen shooting his gun. The muzzle flash lights up. Suspects are aware of the cameras, but seemingly don't care. Dr. Christopher Herman.
They've become accustomed to always being on camera.
Is an associate professor at the John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York. His thoughts on why some suspects may simply ignore the cameras when committing a crime.
I think that this generation of shooters has just become accustomed to growing up under surveillance.
But in a city where police have a dismal homicide clearance rate, there could be a more critical reason. By the end of 2022, Baltimore's homicide clearance rate had slid to 36.3%. That means that 2 out of every 3 killers last year have so far gotten away with murder. And the clearance rate for non-fatal shootings, even worse. By the end of last year, detectives had cleared 23.3% of non-fatal shootings. That means 3 out of every 4 non-fatal shooting suspects have so far gotten away with it.
When shooters shoot their guns and they don't get caught, they certainly grow more brazen. They certainly get more accustomed to not being caught. And we know, the research does show the likelihood of being caught is the number one thing that deters criminals from doing crime.
Herman says people intent on pulling a gun and using it have got to know we're in an age where cameras seem to be everywhere, including on people's front porch. This brazen homicide, recording from a resident's Ring camera, a suspect seen skipping down an alley, then opening fire on a man in broad daylight. Shot 13 times. That deadly shooting happened in April 2021. So far, no arrest for that murder.
They'll always be skipping.
Well, if you have...
You said
Yo.
what?
They'll always be skipping.
Yeah.
How?
Go ahead.
How do people not like? How do some people not see this shit and see the fucking problem? Some people will see all these motherfuckers and be like, "What are cops stopping them? Like, look at them! Like, this shit is insane. Why
I
are
know
these
you
niggas
got a lot of this. You got a lot of this in Philly. A lot of stores like
Bro,
this. Right?
bro, I lived on Broad and Gerard. It's a fucking store just like that across the street from my house. These same type niggas used to be out there. Like, if you type in my old address, 1420 West Gerard, it's a fucking store exactly like this across the street from my apartment. These motherfuckers used to be out there 24/7. And the cops couldn't do shit. These niggas were terrible. But if the cops ruffle a feather on these people, activists is pouring out. Fuck, man, I fucking hate these people, man. Frank Rizzo need to come back from the grave and put his foot up these motherfuckers' ass. Fuck
I
Tyre
think it's
Nichols.
gonna get. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a movie called Dread, where they have the police just go and arrest people and shoot them up, and it's like it's supposed to take place in a dystopic future. Not the one with
Judge
Sylvester
Dredd.
Stallone.
Judge Dredd, yeah.
No, not the one
The
with
newer
Sylvester
one.
Stallone. The
Yeah, the
newer one. And how it's parts of the cities are just no-go zones, and that's just America. We're here at that zone now.
Yeah, without the judges.
Without the judges, right?
Yo, we need
them. Sucks.
And even with the judges, if you remember in the movie, they were totally outnumbered. And
didn't they have a coup, like an internal thing against them, like the other judges or some shit?
No, I'm talking about the one called Dread. The one you're talking about is the one was Sylvester Stallone, but the other one there were some corrupt judges.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, the corrupt judges. Yeah, they came to silence him. But
why? He saw some shit, right?
They were on a take. They were on the drug dealer's payroll. Lena Headey played a drug dealer, the head kingpin of the apartment complex.
Like,
but that's what's happening now. I mean, all the good cops are leaving.
Go back to that. I want you to go back to that still frame of all those some men in that fucking corner store and just Google a picture of a troop of chimpanzees. That's what they look like. They look like
that has been mentioned before.
Chimpanzees. Like this shit. This is crazy.
You're right though, no doubt.
I has pulled up a video of a troop of chimpanzees going on the hunt for other chimpanzees before on this channel.
Yeah, they are primitive. Like they are very primitive.
But
like
the chimps at least have a social structure. No.
These guys don't have anything. No. I hate chimpanzees, and I hate chimpanzees.
Gorillas
too,
are where it's at.
Yeah, gorillas is where it's at. Gorillas are more peaceful than some men. Some men are the same level as chimpanzees. Chimpanzees is brutal. So some men and chimpanzees are on the same level. They got the same social order and all that shit. Chimpanzees, they kill the older chimpanzees. Some men kill the older some men and all that shit. So it's they on the same level.
Calling some men gorillas is an insult, man, to gorillas. They really are advanced.
Gorillas are really peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Like they really just real laid back. You know what I'm saying?
I mentioned something like that before about the Planet of the Apes, and I was like, how they had the social structure and a hierarchy and everything. Dude, you just brought that memory back.
Nah.
Yeah. Listen, man, I second that, man. These are some dangerous. Like, I think people just don't understand how dangerous they are. Like, they're fucking always like anything can spark something.
Like
Yeah.
this
Like,
shit got my blood boiling so bad. Like this guy Tyre Nichols was acting like a fucking dickhead. And if you look up, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like a lot of like the Chicago gangsters, like they police arrest videos been getting released. And these are guys who legit murder people and get caught in them wrong. They act better than Tyre Nichols and George Floyd. Why don't some people realize that these motherfuckers like him are doing dumb shit, and that's what escalate to their fucking death?
Well, let's see what the update is, man.
Today marks the 1 month anniversary since Tyre Nichols was stopped for what was initially described as reckless driving by the Memphis Police Department. In the weeks since, we have seen his celebration of life, candlelight vigils, officers fired, and fire department personnel disciplined.
And protests are still ongoing as communities around the country demand police reform in Tyre's name.
And politicians are moving swiftly to make sure this doesn't happen again. Right now, the Memphis City Council is meeting to discuss department reform with Memphis Police Chief C.J. Davis and Memphis Fire Chief Gina Sweat. Some council members are looking for change, calling for annual reviews of training techniques, updated traffic enforcement methods, and independent reviews of any incident involving excessive force.
Now, Chief Davis says she needs more supervisors watching over her officers. Here's just some of what she had to say.
We want a department that stands and is represented in a way that our community would be proud. And we are struggling with that in this incident and are willing to make the changes that are needed in order to address it and make difference for the future.
And just a short time ago, we learned 8 more officers will be notified of policy violations in connection to the Nichols case.
And you know what the sick part about this woman is? Why is she not getting on the judges and the district attorneys who are releasing these violent felons who are putting her officers' lives in jeopardy? That's the part that really disgusts me. These guys work for you, ma'am, and you're not even sticking up for them. The least little bit of thing you do, you're ready to throw them under the bus.
Yeah,
How can you work for a person like that?
Yeah.
Who is she working for?
It's just one incident out of a sea of black crime, and
They don't care.
She's acting like this is the problem. There's a tsunami of black crime in Memphis, and that one incident wasn't even like a fucking finger.
But the thing about it, Ak, is you have these judges, like we just saw with the guy that was raping the women and robbing them. Felons, violent felons. These judges are releasing over and over and over
What can the
again.
police chief do about that, though?
Well, the police are doing their job. They're grabbing them. But what I'm saying is she's asking for more oversight of her police. Why are people not asking for more oversight over these judges and district attorneys? That's where the buck stops, not with the cops.
Yeah, she's appeasing the mob. That's all. Go ahead.
So these people like her are just put in a place. This country is gonna keep going downhill. I did the statistics in my own city. When people try to just say, "Oh, I'm my Uncle Tom," for saying stop and frisk need to be back, be reenacted and enforced, they're wrong. Because when Mayor Nutter was the mayor of Philadelphia, he was the best mayor we ever had. He kept the murder rate in his city at like 280. And you know why he did that? Because of stop and frisk. But nobody pays it. Like some people, we in control now. We run everything. You know what I'm
Could
saying?
you imagine if they went in that damn corner store and frisked all those guys? They'd find like 20 guns. I mean, it's like stop and frisk don't have to be. See, a lot of black people, they like to play this game where they act like, oh, my mom is going to be walking from the grocery store and the cops are going to run up on her, frisk her, or my dad's going to be walking home from work and the cops going to. No, they're going to be going up in that corner store and putting all those guys against the wall and frisking.
Yeah,
They
they just
And
started
not
doing
only
that.
that, people don't realize how many serial killers we have caught just for police having a hunch and pulling over a car.
Timothy McVeigh got caught on a traffic stop on his
Right.
way from the fucking blowing up the Oklahoma.
Right, just a random traffic stop.
You know, if they start doing stop and frisking, then there's going to be a hell of a lot more gunfights and some men shot by police.
No, it's not.
don't-
Some
you-
men,
you don't think
some men, yo, no, some men are pussies. Like the some men in that corner store, they are pussies. They play victim, just like that guy we seen early in the show who fucking threw the gun and now he paralyzed. They play the victim. These niggas is pussies. I'm telling you, these people only
Yeah.
go after soft targets.
Yeah, if
The
we
cops
projected force properly, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And think
Yeah.
about it. You've had instances where glider men have had a shootout with the cops. They shot up everybody. But then when he run out of bullets, he lays down on the ground and gives himself up.
Yep.
But the cowardly son man, he has to scream, he has to cry, he has to call for his mom, he's got to put on the scene, he's got to be a real bitch about it.
Try to
Yep.
run.
Right.
Yeah, and
Glider man is like, you know what? Oh well, come and get me.
let's
Or
see
if he
this.
doesn't
Woman
kill
is telling
himself.
us tonight
Right.
Let's see this.
But if
she
we want
tried
to
to
talk
warn
mass
the
shooter
Memphis
stats,
Police Department about an officer.
2019, 428, 141 by Sunmen, 30 white, 28 Latina, 8 Asian, 246 unknown. And you know, most of the unknown are black men. I give it 90%.
Almost 90.
So that means
85%.
85% of mass shooters were black.
There ain't a white man who did a mass shooting that didn't get caught. Period.
A woman is telling
2020.
us tonight she tried to warn
Hold
the
on, let me-
Memphis Police Department about an officer now charged in the death of Tyre Nichols.
WRAG investigator Jessica Gertler has her story and uncovers a loophole that may have kept the case from being sent to the district attorney's office for review.
The evening of February 21st, 2021, Memphis police got a call. There was a shooting at the Walgreens on Knight Arnold. Khadijah Towns and her aunt were there.
We was returning a red box and we was getting another red box.
She says they were about to leave when a male officer approached her, asking if she heard gunfire.
And I told him no. And he told us we could go ahead and leave.
She says as she put the car into reverse, a female officer stopped her. Her aunt hit record on her cell phone.
It's a traffic stop.
Oh my God, y'all. We was getting a red box.
Where's your
we was
ID?
getting a red box, y'all.
Where's your ID?
Why you need my what I do? She wouldn't tell me.
Well, there was a shooting there, and they asked you, and they don't know if you're the one that had anything to do with it, and they need your ID so that if later on it turns out that you had something to do with it, they can find you. They're not detaining you. They're not saying you're under arrest. They're saying, well, what this part of our investigation is we're canvassing the area. You're here. Give us your ID so we can make note that you're so and so and you were here at the time. If we need a witness later, if we need to call you in for questioning, if we need this, whatever.
And if you're not the driver, you can just choose to, not say shit. You have that right too. You don't have to say anything, or talk shit.
If we have a suspect and we need to say, hey, did you see this guy? We can call and talk to you.
Yeah, it's yeah, exactly. But some people don't really want to help investigations anyway. So it's just a basic, like, I don't even know if I can even fault them for this. They just don't understand the way things work.
Her aunt hit record on her cell phone.
It's a traffic stop.
Oh my God, y'all. We was getting a red box.
Where's your
we was
ID?
getting a red box, y'all.
Where's your ID?
Why you need my what I do? She wouldn't tell me what I did. She was just telling me to get out. Why would I what are you doing? She proceeded to stick her hand in my car, unlock my door, and kind of arm wrestle with me.
Two male officers each grabbed her arms, then put her into handcuffs.
I'm crying now. I'm like, you dislocated my shoulder. He just telling me, stop resisting.
Now it probably looks like you had something to do with it to the officers. I mean, it probably looks kind of crazy now. Like you're struggling. You're in a basically in a fight with the cops now. after they initially asked you for your ID. That is fucking insane.
Even if you don't want to comply, you could say, I'm not required to comply.
Am I being
and keep
detained?
it calm.
Yeah.
And am I being detained? And just keep it calm in a calm voice. And guess what? They're like, I don't want to deal with this. And they don't pull you out of the car. The minute you get combated with them and you start yelling back at them, they think you got something to hide. So they're going to try to escalate.
Even if you got some shit on you, some weed, it'll probably be dropped, right?
Oh, they're not looking for weed.
But you know what
They're
I'm
not
saying?
looking
Like,
for your weed. They're looking. They want. There was just gunshots there.
right, but they're gonna search them and stuff, right?
No, they're not gonna search. They're gonna give her. They want to fucking write her name down and her address,
Well,
or
it
even
turned into a
photocopy
thing.
her ID.
It turned into a thing, but yeah.
They were gonna photocopy her ID, or take a picture
She
of
the
it.
one that amped it up, because if she had given them an ID, they'd have looked at it and he probably would have just brushed her on. That was it. But it's hard. It's hard.
They wouldn't have fucking searched this woman for what?
This to start resisting. I'm like, I'm not resisting. I'm trying to tell. Because if you look at the video, my hands behind my back.
Officers then approached her aunt and the video ends. Town says officers put her into the squad car. She says she demanded they take her to the emergency room for her shoulder pain. Her family followed the squad car, so the officer pulled over and got out.
And drew her gun at my brother and my aunt.
Town says they took her aunt into custody while they took her to the hospital and then to jail. But she says she never faced any charges. She said she...
Look at how fucking, like, all you had to do is give all this happen. Her aunt goes to jail too. Like, it's just fucking...
did give a statement to MPD's internal affairs, but never knew what came of the case until last month.
She saw the mugshots of the now former Memphis police officers charged in Tyre Nichols' death. One of them, Demetrius Haley, the officer who put her into handcuffs that night. Were you surprised?
I wasn't surprised because how they did me at Walgreens.
Towns' incident was in Haley's disciplinary file WREG investigators uncovered. He was written up in Towns' case, not for using force, but for not filling out the proper paperwork to alert his supervisors that force was used. Haley told Internal Affairs he did not know why they were handcuffing Towns, and the officer who helped him was not familiar with why she was pulled over in the first place. A lieutenant did say Haley routinely makes good decisions, and he was sure this was a limited event. The female officer, Alexis Brown, said while investigating the shooting call, she saw Towns laughing in her car, so she initiated the traffic stop, and that Towns became verbally and passively resistant. She put Towns into her squad car for investigative detention, also claiming she found marijuana in the car, but disposed of it.
So they did find marijuana. Y'all, you know your son, people.
Yeah. But that's the thing. All that shit would get thrown out. They had an obstruction. Was this an obstruction or charge? Or
So there's a shooting. The cops pull up. You're sitting in your car laughing. They come over, ask you for your ID. Next thing you know, you're in a full-out struggle with them. They take you to the hospital before they take you to jail. Your family's following the squad car. The cop gets out. Is another incident. Your aunt's arrested.
the thing is, if you're a cop, you're thinking maybe some son men stash their guns on these chicks. You know, they know them or something.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you don't know what's going on. You just know that there was a shooting and there's some chicks sitting there laughing. And it's like maybe you can go over there and ask her what's going on, or I mean, I don't know, but policing some people is just goddamn exhausted, man.
But disposed of it. Internal Affairs says Brown violated a number of policies, including excessive force. She resigned before her disciplinary hearing.
And for them to give her time to quit on her own, like, that wasn't fair at all.
Town says what's also not fair, her case was never turned over to the Shelby County District Attorney's Office for review to see if any of the officers did anything criminally wrong. See, a month after her incident, the then DA and the former police director created a new policy. All cases of excessive force that result in disciplinary action would be sent to the DA's office for review. Again, the officer quit before she was disciplined for violating the excessive force.
You got to relax your fucking shoulder if you're getting cuffed. You know what I'm saying? If she had a dislocated shoulder.
know she was just lying because a dislocated shoulder is some serious shit. You get the dislocated shoulder, man. You
That's
know it,
some
man.
serious pain. All it
Yeah.
was a wrenched arm, and
Oh, she was lying.
I'm
Yeah.
in pain.
Yeah, dislocated shoulder, man. You gonna have surgery, man.
Force policy. We asked MPD if that's why the case was never sent to the DA. We have yet to hear back.
It's not right. It should be another system, a better system.
To this day, Towns doesn't know why she was forced out of her car and into handcuffs.
And we still don't know what we did. We still don't know what we did.
You
Jessica
talk
Gertler,
back to
WREG, News
police.
Channel 3.
No
Still
sense of
looking for answers.
responsibility.
And Towns is a
Yeah,
All she had
it's
to do
just
was show her ID and they would have just waved her on. They didn't even want to waste time with her. See, and this is the part that these people don't get. Nobody even wants to deal with you. Nobody wants to spend time with you. Just show your ID and move on. They just want you gone. They just want you out of their face. But they're the ones that always want a lot of attention and always have to put on drama. That's the
true
thing
though.
about what some people don't get. Nobody wants to deal with you. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody wants to put up with your shit. Just show your ID, move along. You're not
That's
that important.
true. No, that's true. Nobody.
We have
Man,
breaking
listen,
news.
man. I see some people, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get in and out and just be about my way. You don't want to. You don't want to. Yeah, it's certain types of some people. Don't get me wrong. It depends, but some people like her, I'd have seen her. I'd have been like, oh god.
We have
Officer
breaking news
Brooks,
tonight.
Officer
A young
Brooks,
person
outside
is
now.
in critical condition after being shot in Midtown. This happened just after 3 o'clock on Nelson Avenue. It's there that police found a young man shot. We don't know their age, but we do know that he was taken to Le Bonheur, which would suggest they are not an adult. Now, no other information is available.
We got another kid shot. You got a little kid shot right there. I guess it's a child. Maybe he was a little sunteen out here being a jackass. Who knows?
Memphis police need your help finding the person responsible for a shooting in the middle of a southeast Memphis neighborhood.
WREG's Quimitra Wilborn spoke to residents who say this killing sends chills through their community.
It's a shock. Ain't no doubt about it. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a shock.
People living in the southeast Memphis community are looking for answers after a body was found lying in the middle of the road overnight.
My wife was in the shower and she heard 2 pops. I heard what was like 2 booms.
Memphis police say the call came
That's
in
a
around
glider.
1 o'clock last night. When they got to the scene, they say the body was found near the intersection of Leven Road and Clearbrook Street. They say the victim had been shot. We counted at least 2 evidence markers on the ground where the victim's body was found. The person responsible was not on the scene. This man didn't want to be identified, but says out of concern, he went outside to see if the victim was someone he knew.
And the way I figure, as long as I've been in this neighborhood, this is all my loved ones.
Several residents we spoke to shared similar concerns, saying they live in a close-knit community where most people look out for each other. However, MPD has not released the identity of the victim. This resident says he's used to hearing gunfire in the area.
Usually everything's an accident over here because, they're shooting in the air.
At this time, police have not given a motive for the shooting. Reporting in Southeast Memphis, Quimitra Wilborn.
I mean, Jesus Christ. And listen, I did Memphis last night, and all this is new shit since last night. None of these stories are recycled from last night.
Thieves have hit 3 GameStop stores this month, stealing thousands of dollars in games and controllers, doing just this and then leaving the owners with thousands in damage. One smash and grab happened in Cordova Saturday. And as WRG's Mike Sirianni reports, it wasn't the first time this business has been targeted.
Surveillance video showing thieves exiting a vehicle early Saturday morning at GameStop in Cordova. They smashed their way through the front door and were joined by even more thieves who helped themselves to more than 8.
We just did this story like a few days ago. It was another story where they had been going in a bunch of stores in Memphis.
Yo, so were they all together? Or did they just get in on the action? They were nearby, some of them.
They all come together. They all come in multiple cars. Like they pull up in like 5, 6 cars. This is crazy. I wonder if it's the same group or a different group. But Wow. Doing business in the black community.
Who helped themselves to more than $8,000 worth of merchandise and split before police arrived. Tuesday, the store was open, but no one in charge wanted to go on camera. Next door, however, at Create a Sig vape shop, Christopher Smith had plenty of concerns.
Absolutely frustrated. I want to say crime, it shouldn't be this bad. People shouldn't be out on the streets doing what they're doing.
Smith has been manager for a year and a half.
And in that time, I want to say the GameStop next door has been broken into about 4, maybe 5 times that I can recall.
Smith says his store was broken into just before Christmas, he believes by the same thieves who broke into GameStop. It's unknown if the same suspects are responsible for breaking into the GameStop on Union Avenue Sunday morning, or if they're the same crew that hit GameStop on Winchester February 1st, where security pictures showed 5 thieves. Regardless, Smith is mad at how crime has moved into the Cordova area where he works and where he'd like to bring his family.
I wouldn't take my kids anywhere around here without, knowing 100% certain that there's security or police on site to do whatever I was doing with my kids, and that's sad.
In Cordova, Mike Suriani, WRE.
Walking Dead is right. They got zombies prowling the streets. Did you see his shirt?
Yeah, it's just it is rough, man. Let's do another city, man. Oh, man, it's rough out here in these streets, man. Wow, it is rough. Let me think of a good one. We'll give a good one. A good one. Let's go. Let's go ahead.
Minneapolis.
We did Minneapolis the other day. And it was it was what it was. But we can go back to Minneapolis, man. Why not? In honor of Floyd, man. In honor of George Floyd, we go to Minneapolis, man.
Somebody said Wilmington, but that's Pittsburgh area. That's
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Oh yeah,
area.
we did that last night. It's off the chain, of course.
Yeah, Wilmington's in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
Not much.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed it's so
Let's
cold.
see the bear.
Yeah, it's so cold up there, man. Bear stuck in the ice, man. It's so cold up there right now.
Can't seem to move. He's worn out, maybe tired. So pretty close.
Why don't you give it some fucking space?
See my feet right there. Probably about 5 feet away. He's not doing anything to me. He's still scared. See, his ears are going back. He's probably getting a little uncomfortable with me, so I'll move back.
Yo, do some people go up to bears like this?
No. Hell no. Hells to the no. Hell no.
That's definitely a dumb glider there.
Hell no. Listen,
Yeah, he's
man.
like, it's scared. Yeah, that's all the more reason to stay back.
Yeah, that means like really stay far back.
Yeah, because a scared bear with twice your strength and claw weapons are likely to attack if they feel really threatened.
Twice? That bear's like fucking 50 times stronger than you, man. That bear, man, shit. That bear's strong as shit. Let me see, man. You did. Let's do Columbus, man. Columbus is. I haven't been to Columbus. In honor of Micaiah Bryant, man. Salute to Ma'Khia Bryant, man. Let's see what's going on in Columbus, man. Columbus it's always
always sunny.
Yeah.
In a little more than 12 hours, students at Ridgeview Junior High School will head back into class. This is just 6 days after a man shot himself inside the Pickerington school.
But on the eve of heading back, parents say they still haven't gotten clear answers after questioning the district about how a gun got into the school in the first place.
10 TV's Bryant Somerville sat down with parents today who say the district has been nearly silent.
Superintendent Dr. Chris Briggs says while continuing to work with police during this investigation, the district will not be conducting any interviews. But he does say that they are looking forward to having...
Okay, so you ain't telling us shit about it. Fine. I ain't gonna watch that.
Yeah, no point watching them dance around the issue.
Right now at 6, the Columbus community asking for more answers from police about why a man was shot in the back.
This comes more than 24 hours after police.
Everywhere, man. You can't go anywhere without this shit.
Right now at 6, the Columbus community asking for more answers from police about why a man was shot in the back.
This comes more
And there's
than
only
24
one reason
hours
they're
after
asking the
police
question.
released cruiser and body camera video of the moments the officers pulled out a gun and fired 6 times. Thanks for watching 10 TV News at 6. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Andrew Kinsey. Police did find a gun on Michael Cleveland when he was arrested tonight.
So, okay. They did find a gun on the guy. All right.
Michael Cleveland when he was arrested. Tonight, he remains in the hospital, but we still don't know why officers made a traffic stop in the first place.
10 TV's Ashley Bornanson
See,
has
this
been...
is that shit they're doing, like with the Tyre thing. Why did you even make a traffic stop in the first place?
Because he broke a traffic law, which 90% of people do at least once on a 10-mile drive.
Nah, listen. You stopped him because he was black. That's where they're headed, man. Philadelphia banned that shit last year or a couple years ago.
All the windows are tinted as fuck now. It's ridiculous.
They're working on this shit. They're setting the stage to where they're going to get rid of traffic stops, man. It's going to be bad.
Tonight, he remains in the hospital, but we still don't know why officers made a traffic stop in the first place.
10 TV's Ashley Bornanson has been following this story since the night of the shooting. And Ashley, you spoke with some of Cleveland's family members that night. What did they have to say?
Well, Yolanda, I spoke to his family members on scene in the hours after the shooting. And let me tell you, they were in shock. And tonight, want to know what led to Michael Cleveland being shot by police.
I was nervous and I'm shocked and I'm still shocked. I can't believe it.
In an interview moments after Sunday's shooting, Beverly Coleman told me about the call that the father of her children had been shot.
I came down here and they was telling me the police shot him 6 times.
Early in the investigation, she questioned what led up to those shots.
He must have been an old motherfucker, man. That's the mother of his children.
Had been shot.
I came down here and they was telling me the police shot him 6 times.
Early in the investigation, she questioned what led up to those shots being fired and why police felt the use of force against Michael Cleveland was necessary.
Well, he's a good person. He don't bother nobody.
Video released by police late Monday shows 2 officers following the black Dodge truck Cleveland was driving. Officers recognized Cleveland seconds after he drove by.
Oh, that's Michael Cleveland.
The officers continued to
Oh
follow
shit, they
Cleveland.
were like, oh, that's Michael Cleveland. You hear that? They knew this fucker by name.
Cleveland was driving. Officers recognized Cleveland seconds after he drove by.
Oh, that's Michael Cleveland.
The officers
You heard that?
In other words, they probably had a warrant out for him.
Or he had a suspended license, anything.
Nah,
Or
they
Polo.
don't know your name in a big city like Columbus. The beat cops don't know your name because you have a fucking parking ticket or nah. you're fucking known. You may not be a fucking drug kingpin or no shit like that, but you're a known nuisance or actor in the community. There's no
or a known person out with a warrant.
Right. That's why I pull him
but
over.
they not gonna know your name if you're out with a warrant until they run your tag. They don't know they got a list of people with warrants. They don't memorize that list.
You stop at the food chain.
I'm telling you, when the beat cops know your fucking name to the where they see you and instantly, oh, there's Michael Cleveland. That's not because you're on a list of the 100 people that got warrants.
That means you're one of people that they have interacted with 100 times.
Yeah, you all this shock and surprise, and I'm shocked. I'm like every time she was shocked.
He didn't do nothing to no one.
Yeah, and I don't buy her stories and saying like, oh, he doesn't bother anybody. He doesn't do this and that. Yeah, she sends a paycheck coming. So, George Floyd was the nicest guy too until we found out about he held a shotgun to a pregnant woman's stomach and he robbed people. Look how they cape for him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a good person. He don't bother nobody.
Video released by police late Monday shows 2 officers following the black Dodge truck Cleveland was driving. Officers recognized Cleveland seconds after he drove by.
Oh, that's Michael Cleveland.
The officers continued to follow Cleveland until he parked in an alley, got out, and ran away.
Hey, sir.
Seconds later, Officer Joshua Olinger shot Cleveland.
He parked, got out, and ran away.
Hey, sir, and then instantly it's flight.
And this is going on in every city. I'm shocked that more cops don't get fucking. The fact that these are just the cases now, it's every city we go to, we see this shit. But
yo, he's 66.
Yeah, literally, this shit happen to every cop at least once a week.
He can move a little bit for 66, man. His knees aren't sore. He got out of there.
66.
Got out and ran away.
Hey, sir.
Seconds later, Officer Joshua Olinger shot Cleveland, firing at least 5 to 6 rounds. But look beyond Cleveland in this still frame of the body cam video.
We out there marching, so if you shooting at Mike and if you miss him, I got children, I got elderly.
Pastor Frederick Lamar and his church members were
and he's
holding
got a
their
gun,
monthly
so he can
Stop the
shoot them
Violence
too.
event, with as many as 70 people marching along Wilson Avenue. Tonight, 48 hours after the shooting, Lamar is concerned the video will bring more community outrage.
Me, after seeing it, I was.
Is he tugging at something? Because I can't see. I'm trying to see what the cop was thinking.
I'm just hurt.
You're hurt. Yeah, okay. Get the fuck out of here.
Me, after seeing it,
I don't know what the cop is thinking. What do y'all think the cop was thinking?
It's hard to tell what he saw. That image is too blurry.
Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was. I'm trying to figure out what was going on in his mind the way he shot that guy.
I want to know the guy's record.
I mean, come on, man.
That'll factor into his mindset if they know his name.
I'm just hurt by it. I'm hurt by the fact that where we trying to bring about some resolution as far as stopping the violence, there is a disconnect somewhere.
Pastor Lamar questions why police followed Cleveland in the first place.
As I watched, it didn't look like he may know. He didn't run a stop sign. He didn't do nothing as far as breaking the law, other than maybe if he was targeted.
A question asked to Columbus Police Chief Elaine Bryant in a Monday press conference.
BCI will get their statements and we'll make that.
Of course, the police chief. Of course, this is the police chief.
DVK says he watched at a higher resolution. You can see him pull the gun out.
Oh, okay. You shocked by this, AP, that this is the police chief?
No, we're just in a downward spiral. That's all.
What's up, Mayo Monkey? I know you shocked that this is the police chief of Columbus, Ohio, man.
Oh, hell no. And you look at her resume is as quarter as fat as the last white male police chief they had.
And she's got the Harry Potter glasses.
And I think the news is playing with this one because they're not showing when he actually pulled the trigger. He hadn't even brought the gun up yet. When they stopped the video, he's still putting his taser away.
Hold on. I think right here you can see the puff. Hold on.
So if you shooting at Mike and if you miss him,
Hold on.
I got children, I got elderly.
Pastor Frederick Lamar and his church members were holding their
Where's that
monthly
shit at?
Stop the
There it is.
Violence page.
Me after seeing it, I'm just.
That's probably the taser going off.
Oh, I don't know, but yeah.
Because he had the taser in his hand when he walked up. I don't know if he switched.
Me after seeing it, I'm just.
Yeah, but that guy, I don't know. Like, this is gonna be tougher, man.
If he can get all those people together in a march, why can't he get all those people to clean up that mess? You see all the trash and stuff around the neighborhood? And this is an old criminal. So why is he running?
It does kind of suck. Those kids were walking right back there, but the police were threat focused. You know what I'm saying?
That's a rough looking guy. That's a rough looking son, man.
And the cops didn't hit any of the kids.
Yeah, but they could have.
Well, for optics, they're using it.
You know, he could have ran over them same kids if he would have ran in his truck.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's why I say I think they're playing with this one because I think when he shot him, he probably had a better angle on him.
Yeah, against the brick wall, perhaps.
Or at least to a 45 at the corner of the building. Something.
Let's see what our police chief got to say, man.
We'll get their statements and we'll make that determination on what the stop was for.
Meanwhile, Pastor Lamar hopes a member of his community is given a second chance, despite a long record of run-ins with police.
It's not a second chance, then, you fucking moron. It's like a 15th chance, a 20th chance. What don't you get about that? Aren't you smart? Like, aren't you like fucking around teaching kids? It's not a second chance.
The stop was for.
Meanwhile, Pastor Lamar hopes a member of his community is given a second chance, despite a long record of run-ins with police.
Mike is respectful. Mike is caring. Mike is loving. That's all I ever known him to be.
And tonight I'm learning there are some community events happening in the area. BCI is investigating the shooting and will determine if the use of force was necessary. I'm Ashley Bornanson for 10 TV News.
Yeah, I just want to announce this. I challenged my friend. I gave him 2 months. I told him, you got 2 months to find 20 stories, news stories, newspaper clippings of gliders committing these type of crimes. I don't think he's going to be able to do this. Now, I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to scour the internet to find crimes of gliders shooting up neighborhoods.
Send me that, please. Send it to me if you find it.
Yeah. I'm going to do my research, man. I'm going to try to do something like Mayo Mondays where I just spend the entire Monday scouring the internet to find this type of shit.
And tell him that war zones don't count. Because he'll probably find some war zone somewhere.
Yeah, he'll probably find some shit in Ukraine or something like that.
War zone don't count.
Yeah, I'm gonna report back to y'all, man. I'm gonna report back to y'all with this shit, man, because I'm tired of this. I just sent them this fucking live stream, and this stupid motherfucker tried to say, yeah, man, poor people in poor areas commit crimes. But,
oh God.
You could show them, you could lead them to water, man, but they won't fucking drink.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to convince them, man, because they're teaching in the schools. Like you learn. What if I told you that 4 + 4 was 9? When you learned in school that it's 8, they learn this shit in school now. All that bullshit. So it's gonna be impossible to convince them that it's not that when they're learning it in fucking school.
I'm trying to figure out like cause we look at places like we did news stories in Utah. We done chose the whitest areas in America and we still can't find this shit.
Listen,
Like most of the shit probably be like domestic, like that little white boy who killed this teenage girlfriend and shit like that.
Oh, he was putting cameras up
Now
there.
at noon, this picture of the man police say left cameras in 2 public bathrooms. We want you to see that. This is 18-year-old Benjamin Dunham. Police say Dunham disguised the cameras as smoke detectors. He was expected to be in court this morning, but the court is still waiting to get the official charges from the prosecutor's office. The Marion police chief tells us staff at one of the locations learned about the cameras because they fell off the ceiling.
These cameras are available to people who would seek to use them in a nefarious manner. In this instance, it was a fake smoke detector, but they could be cameras inside of anything. So look for things that shouldn't have a light coming out of them, having a light come out of them. Look for things that appear to be out of place.
Like on the
Police
ground?
say the cameras were inside bathrooms.
That's the only way they found them.
I mean, why is he doing that? All he has to do is put on a wig and a lip gloss, so he can go into any woman's bathroom he wants, right? I mean, why go through all that hassle?
Just identify. Wow. Oh man. This shit is in every city. I'm scared to go to another city because every city we've gone to has had one of these fucking cases. Let's see. Let me think of another one, man. Another good one, man. Ain't been to in a minute, man. It's been a while since. Wow. I'm drawing a blank. I'm drawing a heavy blank. Huge blank. Help me, y'all.
Lincoln, Nebraska.
I think we did Lincoln not too long ago, but we'll see, man.
Black History Month.
Oscars visited local community centers to talk about Black History Month.
It gave Lincoln youth the opportunity to meet UNL athletes and students who represent them.
You know, our roots run deep and they run around the world.
Today, Huskers went to the Malone and the F Street community centers. They also took the time to teach younger kids about Black History Month and what it means to them. Savannah Warren of the women's gymnastics team says teaching kids about influential people and events should be a focus year-round, but this month does provide a great opportunity.
I think it's important they know that they can do whatever they can.
Okay, she black, whatever. She black, fine. She could be black, but like, whatever, man. Yeah, she black. Fuck it. You black. You black. I'm black. Everybody's black.
Set their mind to, especially in a sport like gymnastics where it might not be the most diverse. I think it's cool to see people that look like you up there doing something you might be dreaming of doing someday.
Black History Month is the time where we celebrate us.
She purple.
Both these people are the same race.
I want to see a white kid say that too. Said, you know, it'd be nice for us to see some people, our own people, doing something for ourselves for a change, and see if that's accepted.
Oh no, white person, they know better. They know better.
I mean, and the worst part about it is you never hear any other race say this. They just go out there and do it. They just go and do it.
They just do it. Because you don't talk. Like, it's literally like When anything in life, when I was, hanging out with my homeboys, the guys who got girls, now they might talk about girls and whatnot, because that was all that was on their mind, but they never like talked about it like from like the way like I get all the girls. They just screwed a lot of girls. And when I played athletics, like the dudes who were the best at whatever sport, they just had a different air. They just did it. You know what I'm saying? You just do it. You don't talk about it. You just do it.
I mean, how many times do you hear any South Asians or Asians period saying, it's nice that to see one of us running Google. It's nice one of us are part of Microsoft. No, they just go out and fund the company and just do it. That's it.
All the perfect scores on the SATs are Asians. Like they don't even talk about that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like literally every perfect score in this country on the SAT is a fucking Asian. They don't even mention it. You can't get one of them to mention it.
It just shows the lack of self-esteem. For me, when I watch somebody says that, a lack of self-esteem. Who cares what color the person is? It's like when you see them as an athlete or whatever they're doing, you want to be like them because they're better than you and you want to get better. Some people always want, I don't see enough of us in this. I don't see enough of us in that. Well, go out there and do it. Just do it.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. We're a strange group.
What's the title under this girl's name? Not the dark skinned one.
Gymnastics. These are gymnasts.
That's the first one. That's her title.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Nyoga.
Yeah, she's too thick.
Yeah.
So she's not even an athlete.
Yeah. She's
Gymnastics, man, you need to be lean.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then another thing is when they do get into these sports and things, they have to literally change the sports and change the criteria just to fit them.
Yeah.
A good example is that ballerina. I can't think of her name, but they're like, she's the first ballerina, African-American ballerina to dance solo, whatever. And I'm sorry, compared to like the other ballerinas, the Russian ballerinas and everything, I'm sorry that certain body types are just not meant to do certain sports. And as far as gymnastics, the reason that you don't see a lot of some women in gymnastics is because their body type is not built for it.
You're starting to see them. They got some big upper body strength for certain
What's her
things.
name? Gabrielle Douglas. And,
yeah, she's one of the few,
Biles.
but I mean the average.
The average.
She's petite.
Yeah.
But the average, no, you won't.
But when they do,
that.
they excel. They excel at it. Yeah, because of physical ability. But yeah, the if you go to a gymnastics gym in the United States, it's gonna be 99% white or non-black.
Well, yeah, because those parents are up at 5 o'clock in the morning to drive them girls to that gym 3 hours.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a lifestyle.
Black History Month is the time where we celebrate us. So we're celebrating our achievements. We're celebrating their achievements. You don't know what's possible until you see that it's possible. And so I think us being here shows them that it's possible and that they can do it as well.
And after they spoke with the kids, they took some time to play some basketball together. UNL is going to do several more events throughout February to connect with the community for Black History Month.
Those white people look like hostages, but I'm sure they want to be there.
Yeah, you're basically learning of how your ancestors came to Africa with nets, rounded these people up and put them in slave ships. And
so no, I would like to have a camera there and just have a glider yell out just when the room's quiet. So when is White History Month?
Oh man, don't do that.
Happening now, a call to action from the Mesquite Prayer Camp as it continues to try and stop a housing development project from starting. More members of the group are rallying to preserve their sacred land at Wilderness Park after a tense day of protests yesterday.
Today marked the second straight day of demonstrations and arrests. You can see here police approaching some protesters, handcuffing some of them as they tried to stop construction. Now, this is all taking place there near First and Pioneers. 5 people were arrested today. 1 was arrested yesterday, and we're told the charges basically range from trespassing to failure to comply.
And although work was stopped after yesterday's
Look at how easily they're cuffing these people. Look how easy it is. It's there's no resistance.
People were arrested today. 1 was arrested yesterday. Some of them as they tried to stop construction. Now, this is all taking place there near First and Pioneers. 5 people were arrested today. 1 was arrested yesterday. And we're told the charges basically range from trespassing to failure to comply.
And although work was stopped after yesterday's protests, crews were taking down trees.
Oh, I thought those were white people. These are Indians.
No, they look like white people.
They could still be white.
We're taking down trees today at the site. This video provided to us by the Mesquite Prayer Camp. Lincoln police say they're focused on making
those $5 Indians, man.
Indians aren't huge protesters, man.
Nah.
No, the FBI beat that out of them in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
They did.
Okay. All right.
Look up Leonard Pelletier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you talking about Wounded Knee? Yep.
Yeah, part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. I gotta look into that, man. Look into that, man. Let's do one more city before we get out of here, man. Let's see, man. What is there? Okay, I got one. Oh, Miami, man. Let's do Miami, man. Let's end it on Miami. Let's end it on Miami. End it on Miami.
Also at 5 o'clock now and only on 10, the daughter of a man who was shot and killed by Hollywood police is angry because of what happened here. Their version of the police from this story here, the deadly encounter.
That's definitely a white guy because they're not talking about how they dragged him in the fucking elevator. This would be the whole story right here. You could never drag a sunman.
Also at 5 o'clock now and only on 10, the daughter of a man who was shot and killed by Hollywood police is angry because of what happened here. Their version of the police from this story here, the deadly encounter. We're also hearing from a heart doctor who was stunned to see how officers dragged that dying man into that elevator.
And now, as Local 10's Rosh Lowe reports, his daughter is demanding total transparency from police.
Hollywood police now responding to this video that shows 69-year-old David Cotes dragged into an elevator after they shot him. They say as officers systematically began their search for the suspect, they were confronted by an armed individual pointing a handgun in their direction as they opened a stairwell door to the 14th floor. Officers were in fear for their lives and discharged their firearms. Cotes had neighbors call police because he said someone was breaking into his condo. He had a concealed weapons permit. Hollywood PD.
Oh, wow. So he had neighbors call police because he said someone was breaking into his apartment.
Neighbors call police because he said someone was breaking into his condo. He had a concealed weapons permit. Hollywood PD says fire rescue personnel took over first aid within 7 minutes and continued care all the way to the hospital. David died nearly a month after the shooting.
They're saying it's a matter of 7 minutes. That's
Look at his chest wound.
what they're saying.
Yeah.
No.
His daughter says witnesses heard gunshots at 8 a.m. He is brought into the elevator at around 8:29 and 24 seconds. He exits the elevator at approximately 8:30 and 53 seconds. She says more than a half an hour passed before he was put into an ambulance.
Within that 30-minute window, a lot could have happened.
Hollywood police say after the shooting occurred, the armed individual,
He wasn't
Mr.
treated
Cortez,
before they
received
put him
aid
in the
within minutes.
ambulance.
Yeah, I'm wondering why they dragged him away without putting a chest compression on him first.
Well, my guess is they didn't have one because they were 14 stories up.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And they drug him into the elevator because that's the fastest way down.
To evac him.
Yeah. I mean, it may look not pretty.
They just didn't have the shit on him.
Yeah.
Well, he's handcuffed too. That's the part that probably is because
he was a suspect.
Exactly,
he was an armed suspect.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is to people that looks kind of like, you know.
As officers placed a chest seal and occlusive dressing on him before entering the elevator.
But what kind of
Oh, they
damage
already put a
could
chest
you-
seal. Oh, they had already put a chest
Maybe
seal
that
on.
shit fell off. He was so bloody.
Armed individual, Mr. Cortez, received aid within minutes as officers placed a chest seal and occlusive dressing on him before entering the elevator.
But what kind of damage could you have caused by dragging him the way you did?
While you're moving someone
None.
around can exacerbate underlying problem as well as increase demand on the heart.
Police say they took Cortez in the elevator for safety reasons because he said there were other armed men in the building.
I just need truth, transparency for Dad.
The story continues to evolve, and there are two major issues here. One is the timeline. The family says 30 minutes. Hollywood police say he got aid, medical aid, within 7 minutes. And
Nobody's protesting. There's no protest. There's no lawyers. There's no podium. The fucking mayor hasn't apologized to this woman.
And then there's the whole issue of dragging a man who has just been shot. How smart is that medically? You heard from that doctor in the piece there saying you shouldn't be moved. Well, all of this still under investigation. Been almost a year. Florida Department of Law Enforcement continues to look into it.
All right, can I cover that real quick?
I'm Rosh.
This is an active scene where somebody else is in the building with a gun. The ambulance is not going to come into that building with that situation.
And the majority of damage was done with the bullets, so the dragging is not that big of a deal.
This is what they tell you to do on a battlefield. Because the damage you're going to do to somebody like that is minimal. The ambulance in an active scene is not going to come on scene. Is not coming up to the 14th floor to treat this guy. If there's armed people in the building.
There's the. Is that the same guy lifting his shirt? No, he's dead. Forget it. It's another guy.
And this is another thing. Don't count on somebody else on the phone if you're the armed person there. That way you can communicate to 911 where you are in the building. And they can communicate to the police.
Wait, say that again?
If you're ever in a situation like that, you be the one that calls 911 and you stay on the phone.
Don't go hunting around and shit.
Yeah.
We'll have the neighbors call. He had the neighbors call 911.
Mel, if the police has taken fire in the middle of a gun battle and did chest compressions, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, put a bulletproof vest on this guy, the press would have still found something they did wrong. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I know. And why did they go to a cardiologist for a medical?
This is all destruction.
Well, look
of
at the
law
Floyd
enforcement.
case.
That's all it is.
Yeah. So let's see Black history. Great moments of Black history with Doc Nation.
Today, a special event bringing Black history alive through the experiences of the South Floridians who lived it. We're hearing today from Lonnie Lawrence. He's a friend of Arthur McDuffie, whose death at the hands of police officers led to Miami burning. Local 10's Joseph Ojo reports.
You are about to hear from a man named Lonnie Lawrence. He gives his account of what it was like living in Miami, from mistreatment by cops to this Black precinct, and even a time when the city was literally on fire after riots. If you ask Lonnie Lawrence, he will tell you he knows Miami.
There are things that you can do now in Miami that you couldn't do back in the Jim Crow days.
But the Miami he experienced might be a little different than what others know. As a teenager, Lonnie says he was illegally arrested by police and made to feel as though people that looked like him weren't truly accepted.
We're talking in the early 60s, and it was a white female who had been assaulted the night before. And I always say that if she had turned around and hesitated and said, maybe, I might not be standing here today talking to you.
Reliving history is not easy, but Lonnie took us for a tour of the Black Precinct.
If anything happened to us or with us, we were brought to this building. This is the original stuff.
There was also Lonnie's friend Arthur McDuffie, who in December of 1979 died at the hands of police officers following a traffic stop and chase.
There was a sense of tenseness in the community at the time.
The 4 officers, though, which were said to have beat him to death, were acquitted in May of 1980, leading to riots that literally left the city on fire.
This is 1980, guys. Any thoughts, man?
I would like to ask him, do you feel safer today? Do you think Miami is safer today than it was back then?
And we know there was a police stop, and we know the guy ran. His little personal thing, we know nothing about the details on why he was picked up or who picked him up.
And also because even if he did die by the hands of the police, is that a valid excuse to burn down a whole community?
Well,
I mean,
and the Black Precinct, by all the pictures on the wall, was run by black people.
But all the cops were white, though. That one trial.
Oh, for that one in 79, yeah.
Wow. Some things never change, man.
Following a traffic stop and chase.
There was a sense of tenseness in the community at the time.
The 4 officers, though, which were said to have beat him to death, were acquitted in May of 1980, leading to riots that literally left the city on fire.
It was like someone went along and struck a match in terms of disturbances all over the place.
Having lived through what he called an interesting Miami back in the day until now, Lonnie says it is important for him to share his stories. Even though happy with what he sees today, he says more can certainly be done.
I think we've made a lot of progress, but we can't hide where we came from.
Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.
Wow. I mean,
For all that trauma, he's awful comfortable inside a police station.
yeah. It's insane, man, how things never... Like we were burning down cities 45 years ago.
What up with the State of the Union?
Oh, I wasn't... I heard Biden acted like a jackass a little bit.
Well,
They're getting his drug cocktail better for speaking in public.
Yeah, he's a fucking nut.
Modafinil.
Let's see. Wow. Wow.
Gunfire ringing out near 3 schools in Miami Gardens, prompting lockdowns on all campuses.
We're now learning a student was shot as we learn new details about what led up to the confrontation. Local 10's Janine Stanwood is live with the investigation. Janine.
And we also just learned a short time ago that student shot is now stable. No arrests have been made. This situation had a lot of parents and students on edge. It's scary. You heard the shots?
Yes.
Students finally leaving school as lockdowns are lifted, describing the gunfire they heard Monday afternoon.
It was just loud.
It was loud. And what did you think when you heard that?
I was praying that nothing happened to me and my sister.
We ran to the building, the nearest building.
Sources tell Local 10 it started with an argument outside Miami Norland Senior High. The 18-year-old victim tried to walk away, we're told, but was shot and rushed to an area hospital. Nearby schools put on lockdown. Students describe seeing the swarm of law enforcement making entry.
They came in there to make sure nobody was in there that was trying to harm us.
This student texting her mom.
Just to tell her that we heard shots and we're on code red, so I might be home later than expected.
Some parents getting phone calls.
She just called me frantic that there was a shooting around the school.
By Monday night, police clearing the area. Miami-Dade schools releasing few other details, but confirming the victim is stable and the investigation is on to find the shooter. Families happy to be reunited, but still frustrated.
It's sad and it's heartbreaking to know that somebody got shot in the area of two schools.
Once again, that victim, an 18-year-old student, we're told in stable condition. We did ask Miami-Dade schools if there was a description or a be on the lookout for this shooter. No further information is being
No description to the shooter.
Hawk, would you like to hear about Mr. Arthur McDuffie or McDuffie?
You got a video or you going to tell me?
I got the story.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, in the early morning hours of December 17th, a group of 6 white officers stopped 33-year-old McDuffie, who was riding a black and orange 73 Kawasaki motorcycle. McDuffie had accumulated traffic citations and was riding with a suspended license. Pretty much after an initial 8-minute chase through residential streets at 80 miles an hour, he crashed his motorcycle and then ran. A scuffle occurred with the police. They arrested him, got him to the hospital.
Wow.
The medical examiner claimed that his skull fractures weren't consistent with a motorcycle crash because the gauges on the motorcycle were broken.
So what is that? I don't get that they couldn't tell how fast he was going.
The medical examiner was trying to say that they split his head open on the bike.
Oh. Wow. Hey. So they burned down Miami over that.
Overtown and Liberty City, resulting in 18 deaths and $100 million in property damage.
18 people died.
Yep.
Salute to Doug Chunks. He says Morgan Freeman's brilliant interview by Mike Wallace is making the rounds in conservative media again. As expected, left-wing media won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah, LeBron posted it.
Yeah, LeBron did.
And then figured out what it was and took it down immediately.
Yeah, definitely. He do not want to get crossways with the wokesters, man. They eat everything in their path. They'll eat his ass, too. Stiltberg says, and chase and flee and arrest. Yeah. Ah, man. And on that note, man, I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Peace out.